we proudly present the NBA playoffs on CSN.
To put it simply, championship teams just find a way to win. Game 2 found Golden State without the MVP. But even his greatness can't obscure the passion for winning from those that surround him. His Splash siblings supplied scoring. The Finals MVP provided shooting. And a team known for going small came up big. Tonight, the Warriors invade the Rockets' home. And the best road team in NBA history is ready to take a commanding lead in this playoff series. Game 3 is right now. The series shifts to Houston in Game 3 as the Warriors take on the Rockets. They will do it without the MVP. Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, and the best road team in NBA history will have to do it on the road as they take the floor without their leader, having a 2-0 lead and try to take full command of this series. James Harden is ready with 29 points a game. He's back home, but the Warriors have an off guard of their own who will match him. The Warriors and Rockets Game 3 is coming at you. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett, and you're up 2-0. Steph Curry's moving around nicely, but a little bit of discretion to make sure he's fully healthy. But that doesn't mean the Warriors can't win a ball game.
Yes, they're up 2-0 in the series, but they've beaten this team 14 of the last 15 times. And remember, they won a regular season game here in Houston without Stephen Curry playing.
So the first challenge without Curry in the lineup is he averages 30 points a game. He leads the league in scoring. But in Game 2, everybody came to the forefront. All the supplementary players kicked in well over their regular season average.
They understand the sense of urgency, and you've got the other star, the Splash brother, and Klay Thompson, who just took over with his 34 points. How about Iguodala coming in and hitting 4 3-point shots? This man, Sean Livingston, was absolutely brilliant in the absence of Steph Curry.
The perimeter player's terrific, but don't forget the big man inside. Even Bogut got double digits.
When you play with Bogut, you do different things. He loves to play against Dwight Howard. So without Steph Curry tonight, there is a challenge, of course. So you got to come and get unexpected surprises from some people. But you always can't count on your shooting. Control the things you can control. Take care of the basketball and play that smothering defense that we've seen in the first 2 games. They should be okay.
You talk about smothering defense. That's a really part of the DNA of the Warriors. Also 3-point shooting, the small lineup. But don't forget they have some bigs. And against Dwight Howard, the law firm of Bogut, Spates, and Ezeli combined for 23 and battled the big men just fine.
And they all play differently. They give you a different look. Bogut plays inside, blocks shots. Maurice Spates takes you outside where Dwight Howard doesn't want to roam and gets some perimeter shots. Hit a 3, a big one in the last game. And then Ezeli, just his ferocious intensity up and down the floor at both ends. He adds something in another dimension.
You come to Houston, you deal with Harden. You know about the 29 points per game. But in the first 2 games, the Warriors have held him to 7 of 19 shooting. But Game 1, they didn't reach and foul him. Game 2, Jim, 15 free throw attempts.
Yeah, most of those in the first half. Then they made the adjustment. I think they've done a terrific job with him. Not shooting well from 3-point range. They're trailing him. They're double teaming, making it very difficult. He's got a lot of turnovers in these 2 games right now. And when he gives the ball up, he doesn't move around. The offense for Houston gets very stagnant.
So you look at Game 3, you don't have Steph Curry. You know about Klay Thompson at the All-Star off guard. But don't forget the heartbeat of the Warriors is Draymond Green. Whether it's hitting a timely 3, rebounding and defending, being the vocal leader, and really the heartbeat of the Warriors, Draymond is ready. The Warriors, can they do it again without the MVP? Game 3 is straight ahead. Greg and Gary back in the studio right after this.
It has been a very hard week for the citizens of Houston, Texas. They're a little preoccupied with the immense flooding and loss of life, but they're going to try to watch their basketball team. Let's see what kind of crowd they get tonight inside the Toyota Center. They could not beat the Warriors on Monday when Steph did not play. Our injury alert, Steph Curry is not going to play again tonight. When he walked in the arena, there was no pregame shooting drill, no 2-ball drill. They sat him down and they said, you are not going to play. But there's a reason to be optimistic about his health and him coming back back and playing on Sunday for game number 4.
Guess I'll supersede the question. Steph will not play tonight.
How was that determined? How did that happen?
We talked to him after shoot-around today, and he felt pretty good. He moved well. He wanted to play. But ultimately, we didn't feel comfortable after 4 straight days of inactivity, throwing him into the middle of a playoff game, not knowing how the ankle would respond. His thought was that he would be okay. We just felt a lot more comfortable putting him through a 3-on-3 tomorrow, probably a 5-on-5 on Saturday, and really seeing if he's okay or not. It wasn't worth the risk if we had put him out there tonight and he had re-injured it. That's too big of a risk, so we'll see what happens the next couple days, and hopefully he'll be ready to go for Game 4.
Head coach Steve Kerr and GM Bob Myers always do the prudent thing. Welcome in studio, Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. So you'd like him to play tonight, but knowing that if he gets through the 3-on-3 tomorrow and the 5-on-5 on Saturday, St. Lee, he will likely come back for Sunday's Game 4.
Perfect progression. You know, you don't want a guy after 4 days off, a little instability there coming out. So a great decision. Doctors, training staff, coach, general manager, and player. Everybody coming together on the same page.
So with Steph not playing again, the primary ball handlers tonight will be 2 of the smartest players you have on the team. Sean Livingston will start at point guard. When he has to come off the floor, Andre Iguodala will come in as a point forward. You add up their numbers, St. Lee, in Game 2. They could not have played better. They had 34 points combined. They were 14 of 19 from the floor, and they had 9 assists. And they just make winning basketball plays that show up numerically in the box and some that do not. They're just winning players.
Well, I don't know that the 2 of them together have had a better game since they've been teammates. They were just magnificent, and I'm talking both ends of the floor from a leadership standpoint. They just brought a sense of calm and purpose to the game, and they were fabulous. I can't give them enough praise.
Starting with last year's postseason run and through this year's 73-win season and the events of the first 2 games, their reputations throughout the league have gone way up here. Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala. For the Houston Rockets 2 stars, their reputations are going the other way. James Harden and Dwight Howard. This is a pivotal game from both of their basketball reputations in light of what kind of season they've had. We'll start with James Harden. In Game 1, he did not shoot a free throw the entire game. First time in 15 months he did not go to the free throw line, Saint. But in game number 2, he shot 15 free throws, and he shot 13 of those in the first half, and a lot of it because the Warriors 3 different times in the first half fouled him shooting a 3, which is not smart.
Well, players are going to make mental errors, and right there you can see, you know, Harrison looking and saying, oh, my gosh, what did I do? I reached in there. And now you're trying to pick him up early, and you know he wants to get that screen, and you get a little switch here, and you got Draymond. But look at the hand reaching in there with Clark. You cannot put that hand in there horizontal. It's got to be vertical. A player is taught to go for that arm if they see it. And here he is on open floor. He gets a pick and roll. Sean recovers. And watch Sean's right arm. He just can't help reaching into the cookie jar. There was a beautiful chocolate chip cookie in there. He could not resist. And those are just mental errors. They're going to happen. But overall, the game plan is just so solid. Again, why reach out there at 30 feet? There's no reason to reach it, even if it wasn't a fall. Maybe you did get all ball. But this guy is a very difficult guy to defend as well as officiate, Pop. He presents a lot of problems because he's always initiating contact. The key tonight, be vertical and keep him in front of you.
And he was 1 for 8 on threes the other night. Big. So don't go out and foul him and get him on the elbow when he's trying to 3 and give him 3 free throws. He's a great free throw shooter. He's not a very good defender, James Harden. So when he is, I don't know if you've noticed, but when he is isolated, he needs help. And Dwight Howard at one time had the reputation for being the best defensive player in the NBA. 3 straight years in this league, he won the Defensive Player of the Year. He's supposed to be a good shot blocker coming from weak side to strong, Stanley, but on several occasions when Harden got blown by Dwight Howard was not there to help his friend.
Well, he's had a heck of a career, but this has been a struggle area for him right now with the Rockets. His responsibility right now is go to dribble penetration. He stands and watches the entire play and never leaves his feet. Now, let's circle him again. Here he is down here on the weak side. He has to be ready to rotate from weak to strong. He's too far over to the left side. He's got to go over there, and Harden's looking at him say, hey, are you going to help me a little bit? Now watch this. You get Clay curling off this pick by Draymond. That's nobody's responsibility but Howard's. And again, he's glued to the floor. Here's your last one. Now he's weak side on the right side. Here's dribble penetration baseline. Does he jump at all? No. And this is your dilemma if you're Houston, because you're trying to guard some terrific perimeter players for the Warriors. You've got to get help from Howard a la Bogut with the Warriors. It's not happening. If he doesn't play a great game on both ends of the floor, Pop, they're going to come up short.
Their reputations are on the
Without
line.
a doubt.
He may opt out. He may leave. What has he got tonight? All right, what's your key from a Warrior perspective? What's your key to going up 3-0 here?
You will not see a lot of defense, I don't foresee, from Houston, but I think the Warriors' playoff defense travels. This has been a constant for them. They'll be locked in on Harden as well as their team, and we'll see the shooting go like this. But if that defense is in there, you're going to have a great shot to go 3-0.
We know who the Warriors are. They're going to play tough. What are the Rockets going to do tonight? I think they should activate this guy, Liberace. Calvin Murphy at 5'9", one of the toughest guys in the NBA at Niagara University, St. Louis.
It's time for tip-off. Here is Fitz and JB.
And in Houston, getting ready for Game 3. The scene shifting to a building the Warriors have had very good success in. Beat the Rockets without Steph Curry in the regular season on New Year's Eve. Beat the Rockets in Game 2 without Steph Curry. And Steph at practice yesterday, at shoot-around today. He's improving. He's healthy, but with a 2-0 lead, the Warriors don't need to risk it as much.
Yes, after the shoot-around, back in the hotel and the team meal, he was sitting over there with all of the coaches, all the medical staff. So he walked by me, Bob. He was the one he got up and left, and I said, Mr. President, could you work things out with Congress and the Senate? He said, there are a lot of checks and balances over there.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was it.
Our Xfinity starting lineups for the Golden State Warriors. Sean Livingston will get the nod at the point guard spot with Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. For the Rockets, they go big again with Patrick Beverley, James Harden, Trevor Ariza, Donatas Motiejunas, and Dwight Howard. And this is a Houston team that's been held to under 40% shooting in the 2 games in the series. And the Warriors do fear the beard, but they don't want to foul the beard. And that's going to be the game plan tonight.
And we haven't seen a lot of three-point baskets made. The Rockets shooting only 34%, and they've only made 16. The Warriors have only made 18 now, and they're 37.5%. Motiejunas did start the second game, but he only played 15.5 minutes. Their plan did not work.
These two teams know each other very, very well. 5-game series in the Western Finals a year ago. This is Game 3 now in the first round. Livingston deflected it. Shot clock at 7 to go right into Dwight. And Howard, well played by Bogut again.
And once again, the block out by Draymond Green, not letting Motiejunas get close to the rim. Well, he just fights for position, which is the most important thing for rebounding.
Now, can Harrison Barnes get on track offensively? First shot of the ball game is good, and for Harrison, in the first 2 games, Jim, even 4 of 22.
Yes, including 1 of 10 last game. Good sign for him to get off. I thought he was patient.
Bogut sending Beverley away.
You just underestimate the quickness of Andrew Bogut at the defensive end. So here's Harrison. I love he tried to take him off the dribble rather than just back in. Little pump fake. He said, I can shoot over him. Converts.
To Eunice. Real strong, and there's Draymond again. So Draymond Express all the way to the rim. Trying to follow his own shot. And Ariza comes out of the pack.
I felt he made that shot a lot more difficult than it needed to be. when he's going against a smaller man.
Blocking foul that'll go against Livingston. Scott Foster with Tom Washington and Mark Ayotte blowing the whistles tonight. J.B. Bickerstaff has implored his team to play better defense. I thought the Rockets were much better in game 2. And Patrick Beverly hits a 3.
He'd only taken 4 threes in the first 2 games, making 1. And he shoots at 40%.
Klay Thompson for 3, but short off iron.
Deep position. Too late there.
And that's when you got to foul him.
Well,
Bogut did. He was fortunate that basket didn't go in.
Exactly. He ran the floor and got deep positions. Caught Andrew Bogut unaware.
Dwight Howard on the regular season, 49% free throwing. He's had double-doubles, but when you see 12 and 10, you have to know that the Warriors centers combined for 23.
Well, he's a far cry from where he was 5 straight years, 2008 through 2012, 5-time All-NBA first team, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. His numbers have fallen down 4 times in his career. All in Orlando, he averaged 20 or more points a game. This last year, how about 13?
That save inside, Mosiunas gets the freebie. So the Rockets on the offensive glass.
Oh, the Warriors need a wake-up call here. The Rockets have come ready to play.
Draymond Green, a deep 2, and it's flat. And Harden on the handle. Mosiunas, a clever shot, but couldn't quite bank it in.
The Rockets, though, aren't as lethargic in their offense, especially early offense tonight. They look a little more assembled.
What a feed from Livingston to Klay Thompson.
They're going to overplay you, make them pay the price.
A lot of ball watchers on Houston, so if you cut from the weak side, you'll be open.
Exactly.
They did just that.
Warriors switch all the time. Now we got a big on a little.
Beverly had hit 1-3, tries to get Ariza going. He shoots it long.
He's been shooting poorly this series.
Draymond to Estop. And Livingston running the floor.
Nice counter.
Draymond was so under control there, too.
He doesn't mind trailing hard here. There's Draymond helping out at mid-range.
Beverly on the reload. Harden is fouled. So Bogut's picked up a couple here.
Defense leads to offense. You get some stops, you get breaks, and the Rockets slow in converting back.
So Bogut got in foul trouble in game 1. A couple quick fouls here, and that'll bring Ezeli into the ball game.
Festus only played 3.5 minutes game 2. Should be ready.
Harden and Howard working nicely.
Well, he just gave a little too much room. He was too anxious to help on the baseline.
Yeah, Steve's going to want a timeout. Steve Kerr will take that timeout. With 8:32 remaining in the first, there is a bounce and a liveliness to the Rockets' effort. Houston's got the 2-point lead, and J.B. Bickerstaff wants to see this combination a bit more. Harden and Howard connecting on the lob.
Welcome back to Houston. Warriors trail the Rockets by 2. Sean Livingston was the hero of game 2, but he was so sick during the game and after it, he couldn't even do the post-game interviews. But he told me coming into today, game 3, he feels much better. And it was really good for him, he said, to see the ball go through the hoop. And to build off of that, he wants to keep being aggressive, but to start the game, his goal is to get others involved early, then look for his shot. He also told me he's a rhythm player and enjoys starting because it gives him a chance to create the rhythm as opposed to trying to catch it off the bench.
Well, he's a perfect leader in replacement of Steph Curry.
Ezeli had to foul Harden. After the Warriors sloppy out of that timeout, throwing it away.
First turnover of the game, and that's something the Warriors have to be cognizant of. They are overwhelming the Houston Rockets so far in the series. Rockets have 43 turnovers, Bob, to Golden State 31.
Steve Kerr is at half court and is as exercised as you'll see him. Harden had Ezeli knock this away while he's dribbling the ball. He was not in the act of shooting in any way, shape, or form. And Steve's saying, why isn't it just sideline out of bounds? Festus fouled him, but knocked it away while he's dribbling. And getting 2 free throws pretty gratuitously.
Well, as Steve Kerr said in practice yesterday, hey guys, and the shoot around today as well, you're not going to get the early whistle. So play through the foul calls, the non-foul calls, play through the officials. Don't get upset by that. Don't let it upset your game. Just play your game and keep playing through it.
Livingston missing, Ezeli keeping it alive. Festus on the kick out. Just the activity of Festus Ezeli. And Barnes for the baseline, off iron. So the foul is committed while he's dribbling.
Yep, no way. No way was he in the act.
It's a great replay there. That pass off Ezeli's hand. You can see why Steve Kerr was beside himself. Harden allowed to Howard.
The Rockets are pushing the tempo here, and they're taking advantage. Usually that's advantage Warriors. So far in the early going, it's not.
Harrison's going to get all he wants.
That's nice.
And against Harden, and that is the weakest defender the Rockets have.
Well, he got that up in the air and had a nice follow through. They look more confident.
Beverly thought about it and then hits it through.
Well, he's 2 or 3 from that range. He likes that spot on the floor.
Well, Steve Kerr's going to use another timeout. The Rockets playing like a desperate team, down 2-0.
Well, this is not the kind of defense that Steve Kerr talked about. That was the whole thing at shoot-around today, how to defend. And the Rockets are beating him to the punch. I have no idea where Festus was on that play. He's just out extended too far. Got to close on a three-point shooter. Gave him too much space.
What's interesting,
make him dribble it. Make him dribble it to the rim. You're better off than the 3.
What's interesting right now with the Rockets, though, there's 2 threes by Beverly. Houston is still only 5 of 13 shooting.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like they're lighting it up. It's that the Warriors have been very clunky offensively themselves. I mean, the Rockets at 38%. I'll take that for the game because that's been what they've been shooting for the series.
Well, they got 4 second chance points. So
that's the bigger point.
The thing is with the Rockets, they've got their energy tonight. You've got to match the energy.
That's right.
You've got to be aware of that.
And that was what that timeout was. Steve Kerr just saying, guys, they're coming at us. Respond. And Livingston, very smartly. Something Rod Adams has talked about all year. Use a pump fake and let guys land on you and get to the line.
Well, Livingston said, you know what? I got to settle this team down. The best way to do it is take someone down to the baseline, get my jump shot. He's so accurate. 53% from the field for that young man this year.
Remember tonight's game and all Warrior games on CSN are streamed live via the NBC Sports Live Extra app on your mobile phone or tablet. Now available on Apple TV and Roku. Stream the Warriors on the go. A lot of Warrior fans on the go here in Houston. And Livingston, you calm the game, take the crowd out a bit, you hit a couple free throws, and you steady things. Ross said you find that rhythm, and Sean, starting for Steph Curry, doing just that.
I think we should continue to call his own number while he's going well. He's 59% in the series. Another foul.
So now Livingston has a couple fouls. There's been 6 fouls on the Warriors to 1 on the Rockets. So Bogut had to go to the bench. Livingston's got to go to the bench.
So Andre Iguodala. Comes in as the sixth man role.
Those two games
so effective all year.
The Warriors have actually taken more free throws than Houston in the series so far. Multi-Unis hitting a ball.
I gave Andre about 5.5 minutes to assess what was going on and watch the flow of the game as he comes in now. He should have a good idea what to expect, how to combat it.
Draymond back to Ezeli. Festus takes his time, but missed the dunk. Everything right there except just punch it down. Offensive foul. I really like what Ezeli did here, Jim. He missed a dunk, okay? You could hang your head. You could trail the play. He beats Howard down and then draws the offensive foul on him. And that's growth right there.
Well, he understands that Howard is trying to beat him to the spot, beat him down low. Festus beat him to the spot, and the official saw it.
Did not hang his head after he missed the dunk. That was good.
That's great conversion.
And Howard met him up top.
Just about a half a second, too much hesitation. That was a great play by Howard.
Curling out the three, and Howard knocks it out of bounds.
Festus wants to make sure that he's got a little bit closer because he wanted the dunk, and that gave Howard enough time to recover. That's a good ball, both ways.
Reese is doing a good job keeping the ball away from Klay Thompson. Now he rises over Multi-Unis, misfires. Ezeli has been everywhere. Draymond looking for a seam, and he'll draw the blocking foul.
Well, we've seen that whenever Multi-Unis comes out above the free throw line, everyone is able to drive him. Usually it's Draymond Green. He can go around him. And he did the right thing. That's the liability of the big man, playing him and starting him instead of Corey Brewer.
Well, and the players recognizing exactly what you pointed out, Jim, is that, okay, I've got him extended. Don't settle for a jumper. Go right by him.
Right. Put the pressure on them. So Josh Smith getting ready to check in. You know, definitely, when you look at Houston, they win 41 games this year, 500. The year before, they win 56. So they did underperform. The year before that, 54. They're very athletic. They're a very athletic team, but they just aren't always on the same page.
Also, too, and you talked about turnovers and the points off turnovers favoring the Warriors.
Oh, plus 29 in 2 games.
Is that the Rockets lead the league in steals.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean you play great defense. That means you gamble a lot. And so for the Warriors, the simple, solid pass, don't fuel with turnovers their athleticism.
If they get steals, that means they're overplaying, and that means you got a lot of backdoor cuts. Opportunities that way.
How about opportunity here? Draymond made the first, missed the second, but Houston knocking it out of bounds, so a free possession for the Dubs.
Harrison made him work to try to get the ball, and they get a possession out of it. Great hustle factor. And that was designed for Klay to come outside and get a jump shot. Instead, he's overplayed. He just cut down the basket, opens it up.
Healy, he drew 2 people. They find an opening, Iguodala. Recovery by the Rockets. Festus on the cut. He's had a dunk and a layup that have gone astray. And then that time throwing it away. So Ezeli is doing a lot of good things activity-wise,
yeah,
but he's not executing at this juncture.
Well, the game's a little fast for him. You can see right there, just a quick little turn out there, throws it too far. He just has to relax a little bit, but I love his presence in there. He is mixing it up. No lack of effort.
Draymond switches on to Harden.
Well, Ezeli didn't help out because he's afraid of the lob again. Simple as that. He stayed attached to Howard.
Ezeli banking one in. So no dunk, no layup, but a skyhook from 8 feet off the glass. Yeah, the Warriors don't want to switch that big on to Harden. They want the big staying at the rim. Well, so Klay Thompson got to stay with the Bears.
If he does lead, then from the weak side, it's got to be Draymond Green. They're going to call a foul here.
And Harden to the line again. So Harden going to shoot 2. We check in with Roz.
Before the game, I spoke with Rockets interim head coach J.B. Bickerstaff, and he said a big part of rhythm in James Harden's game is getting to the free throw line. And James Harden, the coaching staff, the team knows that the Warriors have studied very hard to keep their hands out of the equation. So what he's told James Harden is, don't go looking for the foul all the time. Sometimes you're going up there and their hands are straight up. Forget the foul, finish. Concentrate on finishing. And that's been the adjustment message about how he's attacking the rim.
You hit on it, Roz. That's what happens in a playoff series. Okay, Warriors stop reaching. Harden stop looking for the whistle. Worry about making the basket. And so it's the back and forth for both coaches and a lot of the film evaluation.
That's a great point. And a great point by J.B. Bickerstaff. To get that message to Harden, probably would have figured it out on his own.
So James Michael McAdoo getting first quarter playing time here. Hogan and Azili have already played at center. Really trying to spring Clay free, and Ariza doing an excellent job. But that time Clay really took his time, got the arc, and Draymond was patient with the delivery.
Well, he just focused on the basket there because Ariza chased him on the ball hand, on the right hand shooting side. Did a nice job of making it.
Also moved his feet beautifully there. Never leave a miss.
So we're seeing early opportunities for people.
Clay having it knocked away. Ariza is having quite the defensive first quarter. Harden missing. Draymond batted it away. Harden will never be more open, and he hits the three. So the Rockets, they've put up 24. They're still shooting 39%. But Houston's playing good defense on the Warriors. And Dwight Howard disrupting the lob. Ariza will get the free.
Warriors in 2 games, as I mentioned, plus 29 points off turnovers. Tonight, they're -8 already.
Draymond missing the three.
Steve Kerr's going to be looking for anybody here. McAdoo wasn't even active first game. Didn't play second game.
And again, an offensive foul. McAdoo draws the charge.
Opportunity for him.
So mandatory timeout. 2:52 remaining in the first. Right now, the Rockets, the desperate team, playing with energy, playing with intensity, and they have limited the Warriors offensively. So Harden's already got 9, and when the Rockets play defense, they've built the double-digit lead. Rockets with the double-digit lead with 2:52 remaining in the first. Steph Curry not playing, and so Sean Livingston into the starting lineup again. A brilliant game 2, where he was 7 of 9, playing with definite illness and playing through it. And Sean Livingston just gives you that steadying presence. Even when Iguodala was injured in the season, it was Livingston getting it done. And our forward right choice in the paint, baseline and elbow. Livingston versus other point guards, dramatically more efficient.
His stats really stand out now. He doesn't take as many shots. He's more selective there. Well, can Iguodala match? Not to start.
Iguodala missing the 3.
Thing about Sean, he always has a pretty good assist-to-turnover ratio. He manages the game well, and he plays defense. He's a heck of a defender.
So Jason Terry, Clint Capella in. Josh Smith, Ariza, and Harden. Dwight Howard is sitting.
Warriors 3 of their last 12 from the field.
I mean, the story in this first quarter is Houston's energy, and the Warriors just can't shoot the ball. And that time, Harden will get to the line again.
Well, the situation there, if you have Harden and he starts at the free throw line, you've got to keep him in front. It's different than the three-point line where you can allow him to beat you and then you trail the play where you have the bigs. But when he starts right there at the top of the key, you've got to keep him in front of you. There's not time enough for people to recover and give help. That's where you've just got to play tough for one-on-one.
Yeah, that's sometimes easier said than done when you think of James Harden.
Well, I know.
29 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. That season has only been done 4 times in NBA history by Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. This guy could be a one-man wrecking crew.
Absolutely, but you got him right in that position, and he has a live dribble. First of all, you want to take away his left hand there, make him go to the right, and don't reach. And I thought Iguodala put his hands out first instead of moving his body. But on with the game.
Harden's got 10. Klay Thompson attacking. That's a good sign. Klay with a career best from the foul line in game 2 and just kept going to the rim.
Well, Howard out, attack the rim.
Yep.
Capela's not the shot blocker. Changes all the dynamic defensively. They should continue to do so.
Harden went right this time. And Barrett, the deep 2.
He got the space they talked about yesterday in practice. They want him to take up that space. Not give him the threes.
Draymond tried to get it inside, deflected again. A wild throwaway will give the Warriors the ball right back.
That's a break.
It's the best quarter Houston has played in the 9 we've seen. They've been good offensively and defensively. Draymond will get to the line himself.
Well, the Warriors had a 20-point quarter last game in the third, but all the other quarters, they've been pretty dynamic with their offense. In the series, shooting not as well as they did in the regular season, but still at 46%.
Draymond is scuffled from the foul line.
Five or 10 so far this series.
And misses them both. So when you think about it, a couple missed free throws, the Ezeli dunk, the Ezeli lay-in. This game would have a different feel if it was 29-23.
Well, they got it. First of all, it starts at the defensive end. They've got to take away some of this offense.
Josh Smith missing the 3. Klay came back nicely for the board.
Too crowded.
Too many bodies in the corner there. Bosa throwing it back, and Ariza an easy steal. Harden following it in. Already 10 points off turnovers for Houston. The delivery inside will get McAdoo to the line.
Well, Houston knows they can't afford to lose this game.
No.
You're not going to come back from 3 zip. So they brought all the energy, and they're making the plays.
McAdoo dropping in the free throw. Warriors season ticket priority list has grown to 26,000 and counting. You get priority access to exclusive presale opportunities for playoff tickets. And the best available season tickets the moment they become available at 888-GSW-HOOP. Michael Beasley's first action. A little offense for defense as Capela sits. The other issue for the Rockets now, second half of game 1, really no Curry. All of game 2, no Curry. First quarter, no Curry. We've had a lot of time without the MVP to finally start to gain some advantage on the Warriors. McAdoo splitting a pair.
Well, they've got a 3-guard lineup here. Took Smith out. He only played a few minutes.
7-second difference, game shot clock. They'll use that screen. With the line to Beasley behind him. McAdoo saved the day. What a recovery by McAdoo.
You got to locate Beasley, because if he catches the ball anywhere and he's in shooting range, it's going up.
It's going up, yeah, exactly. 2.8 to shoot. And Iguodala stayed away, did not foul Harden there. It was beautiful body control. Klay Thompson to end the quarter. That kind of sums up the Warriors shooting. They hold Houston to 38% shooting, but the Warriors shooting only 35% in their own right, and the points off turnovers are 10-0. That is the story here, with the Rockets building a 13-point lead, a game Houston has to have, and after the first 12 minutes, they lead by the baker's dozen. Rockets with a 13-point lead at the end of one. Get ready to start the second. Playoff tickets, Warriors.com is your spot. And whether or not the Warriors have a Game 5 on Wednesday or into the second and third round, Warriors.com or 888-GSW-HOOP for a limited number of tickets still available. And that is for the playoffs, and nothing better than to be at Oracle for a Warrior playoff game. So Mo Spade's first action along with Ian Clark.
He'll be the 10th player for the Warriors already.
Steve Kerr's trying to find someone offensively.
Well, let's see what Spades can do if he can get open. He should be open right there.
There it is, the Livingston Spades combo, and it ends up being a three.
It's a good move right here because Howard doesn't want to come out. You run that pick and roll and you set a good pick, you can pop every time.
Beasley going to get a running start on Iguodala. St. Jim, he's going to put it up.
Well, I mean, Andre Iguodala's a better defender than that. A little crossover move, and he gets him to the rim.
Spade thought about that three. Mo to the baseline, and Beasley will push with Beverly.
He felt the presence of Howard there, just ever so slightly.
Nice delivery.
Again, Spates is waiting to give help, and he's looking for someone from the weak side to take Howard. That's just good execution there. And quick execution. They're catching the Warriors sleeping and napping early in the offense.
Arms for the baseline, and that three is offline. Howard sent away. So Barnes and Spades combining. Beasley with the most obvious charge you'll ever see. The Rockets have expanded it to 14. We check in with Ross.
Heading into the second quarter, Steve Kerr told the team, move the heck out of the ball. We got 6 turnovers. We just got to make the simple pass. And then Luke Walton also chimed in. He said, their defense is going to break down if we keep moving the ball. Move the ball, they'll fold.
Yeah, you can't take the first look. Maybe you make up your mind, okay, on this possession, almost like it's practice, we're going to pass the ball 5 times before someone shoots. Pass and cut, reverse the ball, bring it to the other side, and stop the dribbling.
Livingston took it to trouble. Missing that open three, and then knocked out of bounds. It's still Rocket ball. I mean, it's a pretty simple equation. 10-0 points off turnovers, and the Warriors shooting 33%.
Second chance points, 9-1. They're winning the hustle game. They're outworking the Warriors right now, surprisingly so.
Very missing there in space. Tipping to himself. Beverly was holding on to Barnes, fouled him, so he couldn't catch that pass.
I think you just need to come down and, rather than dribble back, turn your back to the basket, try to make some lob pass. Pass, cut. The first person who has the ball, don't even think about making a play. Just a simple pass. And then let someone else move it.
Clark trying to sneak inside.
Easier said than done. It's got to start at the defensive end, first of all.
Knocking away from Howard.
Well, there's no question all season long, despite the record, we know the Rockets have talent. And it's on display tonight.
Well, down the stretch, they ended up beating Cleveland. They beat Oklahoma City. I mean, on given nights, there's a reason Howard finished second, or Harden finished second in MVP voting last year. And Howard has been a perennial all-star. Beasley, a wild three there. Whether the Warrior offense is going to wake up. Did it beautifully in game 2 without Curry. They're struggling mightily tonight, and Spades will get to the line. So 8:52 remaining in the first half. The Warriors have traveled to Houston. Will the offense arrive at some point? Rocket lead at 14. Klay Thompson has 6 to lead the Warriors in game 2. He was absolutely outstanding. Career best in free throws attempted and made, constantly attacking inside, moving without the ball, but with all the attention without Steph Curry, Klay Thompson led the way. And in both games against the Rockets where Curry has not played, Klay has been amazing, and they will need that type of performance tonight.
Yeah, I remember that New Year's Eve game when he got 38 here. But so far in this series, you see the points, you see the free throws, 21 of 22. But he's 35% from the field.
Right.
And 36% from three-point range on the 5 of 14. So he's got to step it up a little bit. And Ariza defending him early on. Ariza's a very, very good defender, particularly when he makes his mind to just focus on that.
Well, if you look at the Rockets defense, they've limited Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson to 31% shooting in 2 games. Well, tonight, that trio is 5 of 14. It's right around 33%. And so if you don't have Steph Curry, your other big guns have to be firing. Warriors won game 2 because all the reserves were spectacular. And Klay lived at the line.
We haven't seen this kind of movement offensively from Houston in the first 2 games. It just wasn't there.
And the foul on Howard on the rebound.
I guess home court makes a difference for him.
Well, you said it starts at the defensive end. You're holding Houston to 35% shooting, but the points off turnovers and the second chance points,
yep,
the energy level of the Rockets is the reason they have the lead. To get him to miss, you got to get the rebound. Spates has hit 1 3 and make it another. And a Mo Buckets night would be just what Steve Kerr is looking for. Another lob, but it was a bank shot. He wanted to throw that to Howard, and Beverly threw it so high it hit glass and went in. Everything going right for the Rockets right now. Clark goes right around Dwight Howard. And Beverly fouls him. So Ian Clark knew he had the big man at 25 feet away and attacked, and Beverly got him on the arm.
Love to beat people off the dribble like that. With that kind of space, you should finish and score. And if you don't, you should get the foul immediately. You're in yourself a trip to the line.
Well, you know where you lose credibility as a player is when you rake a guy on the arm on a layup and then you argue about it. I mean, officials, if you're going to bark all the time, eventually they stop listening to you. And Ian Clark hitting both free throws.
Got the roll there. Okay, we got a single-digit lead here. It's a long way to go.
I'll tell you, Steve Kerr would take single digits by halftime. They always want to come back much quicker. That'd be fine.
They just have to play a little better at both ends. And a little bit at a time. Don't do it all at once.
That's a good point. Beasley. Nice maneuvering inside.
When he gets to the lane, you got to crowd him. You got to get body to body. Then he can't make that move on you.
Oh, Livingston got to the baseline. Put it down before Howard could get there.
How about that one? With traffic. Spectacular.
The Warriors' body language picking up a little bit.
I agree.
Livingston knocked it away from Howard. Didn't get anything in transition. Those fakes went around Terry. And it'll be called for the travel. It was not going to be a charge. They're saying he took the extra step.
Possession before, Livingston just turns the corner on Terry. And he beats Howard to the iron. He took it to that slimmest of angles there.
Everybody that has struggled shooting for the Rockets is coming alive in one game. He's a defensively pounding Klay Thompson. Harrison Barnes wide open, and that's the one he's got to hit.
Will there be more open? No, I have more time than that.
Harrison, the leading scorer for the Warriors now, is 7.
3 of 5 shooting.
They made 4 shots in 2 games. So 3 here in the first half is a good sign.
Yes, it is. That's the way to defend Harden.
Terry in the corner.
Certainly Houston has their confidence. And so does Mo.
Mo Spates. Off the bench, how about Mo now in double digits?
He'll get the open looks with Howard, who does not want to venture too far out.
Beasley with the mid-range.
Well, there was a reason he was the number 2 overall pick back in 08. He's kicked around a lot.
And over to China, finally coming back, and Steve Kerr will use the timeout. So 5:27 remaining in the first half. The Rockets playing their best game of the series, but for the Warriors. And Harrison Barnes can come alive, and he's got 7. And Mo Spates keeps firing. The Warriors are going to hang around. One of the 10 best players in the history of basketball, Hakeem Olajuwon, sitting courtside. A couple championships. He's the MVP. He's in Hall of Fame. And the all-time leader in block shots. Of course, like cold hard facts, as they start giving out the postseason awards, Draymond Green, 2nd in Defensive Player of the Year voting. At Andre Iguodala, 2nd, and 6th Man of the Year.
And it could have gone either way there. In fact, if you look at all the analytics and all the stats, Draymond Green, I read somewhere in some poll, because they've got all these things, he finished ahead of Kawhi Leonard. But as Draymond said, I'm interested in team achievements and not individual ones. Good look from there.
Ian Clark, that 3, just off iron. Bogut back in. Draymond back in. Reza calling his own number. These are the plays that the Warriors are not coming up with.
That was there for the guys in blue. They just didn't get it.
And they're leaving Jason Terry.
Another second chance point. They got 12 now.
At his age, Jason Terry's going to be in the corner with his feet set shooting 3s.
But you got to secure that rebound. It hits your hands. Can't be Kennedy.
The chance points are 12-1 right now. Eunice coming away with the miss. Klay Thompson, quick hands, and he draws the foul.
Now let's see if they give him a shooting foul. That's what Steve Kerr's going to lobby for, and I don't think they're going to get it.
No.
He was thinking of the way Harden got his 2 free throws. Good hustle here, and what happens is Eunice gets it and dribbles, and then he loses it, so he can't go and dribble it again.
You want me to make you feel better?
Yep.
Klay Thompson's going to shoot 2.
Wow. Wow. What do you think? Gratuitous? Look at Steve
laughing.
He's laughing at Scott Foster. Oh, that's funny.
I got a kick out of that.
Gives me a chance to. I didn't get the comment about Hakeem Olajuwon. You take the 4 greatest centers of all time, all right, with no question about it, to me. You got to have Russell, Chamberlain, Kareem, and Olajuwon.
Without a doubt. That's it.
Okay, those are the 4 to me. Sorry, Shaq.
And then you start putting them in order, and it's a much more difficult conversation. You're not going to have a list of the 10 best players in the history of the game without a team on that list. Harden for 3.
Too much space.
The Rockets 7 of 16 from distance. Warriors 3 of 9.
When he has his dribble and you go off him and he gets you jockeying around, that's what he likes.
This is Houston's biggest lead. Klay Thompson. The Warriors are not shooting the ball.
That's what he should do. See the difference?
And Harden losing it out of bounds.
That's what Steve Kerr wants them to play, that kind of defense.
We said a couple minutes ago the Warriors would have taken single digits by halftime. And the Rockets just trying to keep expanding the lead. Ariza has done a wonderful job on Klay Thompson tonight.
Well, he could be a premier defender, and that's where he's focusing.
Klay, that's a super tough shot. He hit it anyway.
Well, he had to fade and had to shoot it on the fly to avoid Ariza, who was closing. Heck of a shot.
Klay's got 9. Very important 3+ minute too. We're down 8 or 9 at halftime. You take all the sting out of the Rockets' mo. They keep living at double digits. They're going to have a lot of confidence going into the second half. Make Harden give it up. Terry misfiring, and Bogut will send Draymond on his way. Klay cutting, and he's fouled again.
That's the kind of movement you want. He is the trailer on the play. He waited. He did not want to disrupt the move or the basketball play that Draymond Green was going to make. Waited till he picked it up, and then he just sliced with speed. And Ariza got the ball, but he also got a piece of Klay.
Ariza is putting in maximum effort to deny Klay Thompson the ball. And that free throw curls out. Playoffs are rolling, and the Warriors have expanded their available stock of jerseys for every man, woman, and child in Dub Nation, including the new Chinese Heritage jersey. Shop the largest selection of Warrior jerseys at Warriors.com. So Klay, 1 of 2. The Warriors have missed 6 free throws. They're getting to the line. That's a good sign. Harden for 3. That rebound loose. And Howard comes up with it. Harden on the reload. Ian Clark coming back for the ball.
And Harden had a tough time getting a grip on the ball. Just kind of disrupted.
Clark losing it and committing the foul.
It's tough to take it in between 2 men in this league.
Rockets plus 11 on second chance points, plus 10 on points off turnovers, and plus 14 on the scoreboard. Rocket lead at 14 and led by 13 at the end of 1. A Metro PCS Unlimited performance is watching the unlimited range of one Stephen Curry. Going to play 3-on-3 tomorrow, 5-on-5 on Saturday, and hopefully be ready for Game 4 on Sunday. But it's been a couple games. In case you miss the greatest shooter in the history of basketball, we thought we'd stack up the longest makes of the season as just a little bit of reminder.
Remember from Memphis last year in the playoffs? Hit a 70-footer.
How about this year? 54, 48, 44, 40, and 39. And the rest of the NBA shoots 7% outside of 30 feet. Curry shoots 47%.
It's remarkable. And it's a routine. He practices them now. What was it recently at a home game? He made a half-court shot about a half second too late. But in the same game, he made another one from half court, which counted.
Right.
He said, okay, I'll wait till next quarter.
Can it be single digits at the half? That's the question of the final 2:30 right now.
It's a good question. That's a key position there, and Bogut doesn't want. Yeah, he had nothing to go. Didn't want to pick up the 3rd foul. And Bogut's not fighting him in the middle with the same kind of physicalness that we've seen before, physicality. Howard seems a little more inspired. He wasn't inspired the first 2 games.
He's got 9 and 6 in this first half. Shot clock at 2. Livingston recognizes, beats the buzzer.
Warriors are badly out-rebounded tonight.
Reads it from deep. Iguodala in motion. Here comes Terry running it back. Terry has hit a couple threes. Howard and Bogut fighting there, and he just had to grab him. And it's a T because Howard swung his arm.
And he's gotten the call. He got the call. He threw the ball. And he bounced that ball into the spectators.
So it'll be a technical free throw for Klay Thompson. Then Howard was fouled by Bogut. So Klay's got 11, hitting the technical free throw.
It's a non-shooting foul. That's only the 4th foul on the Warriors. There it is, throwing the ball.
That's exactly the correct call. Bogut had clearly the foul, holding onto his arm, and then Howard wasn't happy about it. Howard and Mo know each other from Orlando. And they're getting into it. Dwight Howard now is kind of smiling and laughing, but he wasn't real thrilled. Warriors are over the limit, so we have free throws.
Don't you think that was called from the bench?
Yes.
Put Howard on the line.
He's 1 of 2 tonight. For all the banging and bumping and the hack of Howard that we've seen, I've actually never seen Dwight Howard get angry. I compliment him for that. I think there are times he gets whacked a lot, and you don't see. As big and strong as he is, if he ever lost it, he could hurt somebody.
Well, he gets emotional, but no, he's very nice.
Yeah,
he really is. He's got a great temperament. He's got a good sense of humor. And I think it doesn't serve him very well sometimes because at times he lacks intensity and focus.
This is both free throws, so
that's why strategy works. All the way. Take it all the way on Jason Terry.
Iguodala, that's the mismatch there. It's at 13. It was at 13 at the end of 1, so it's been an even second quarter. Harden misfiring, and Klay with a rebound. He's running with friends. And Klay from the line, missing that 3. Spates able to keep it alive, and Iguodala is fouled. So just Mo Spates with a second effort.
Chance to make a little run here in the last minute plus. Make a dent into it.
And at halftime, Steve Kerr's going to say, hey, guys, what do you think Houston's shooting? Well, it's right at 40%. What if they shot for the series? 40%. And why are you trailing? Because the points off turnovers and second chance points. It's the reason the Warriors are down double digits.
That was a heck of a play, by the way, from Spates. He couldn't gather the rebound, so he just tipped it over to a free Andre Iguodala.
Well, Mo has been very good tonight.
Yes, he has. He's been their best player. Most consistent. That's why he's staying in, by the way.
Iguodala had missed 4 free throws in the first 2 games. Hits 2 there. You're stopping a bucket away from having single digits at halftime.
Yep. I just thought the Warriors lost their poise there for most of the first half. Maybe they'll gain it back here. They look better in the last couple of minutes.
Beasley losing it. Livingston tipping it. Iguodala, what a time pass. And Spates to the line again. That was pretty.
Well, you get a turnover, you make him pay. And the Warriors had several options.
It all starts with Livingston on that beautiful tip away on the other end. So Klay's got 11, Mo's got 11.
One more. It's 9 points. Very approachable. This should give them a little confidence, a little bit of life going in at halftime. Didn't make it.
Mo splitting a pair. Warriors to get the last possession. They're going to foul right now. And they're going to put Josh Smith on the line.
Interesting call.
Part of this, too, and Steve Kerr knows this, you take the crowd out of the game a little bit. Yeah, but Smith may make a free throw or two, and he misses there. But any rhythm, it's not a hardened three, it's not a dunk. When you're the road team, that's what you want. You want the building quiet. And you want to junk up the game sometimes, and they're doing it.
He's a career 63%, but only 55 this year.
He missed them both. So the Hacka Howard and Hacka Josh Smith 0 for 4. And he got the last possession.
Not bad. Sometimes you make your luck.
Psychologically, Warriors score here. This is going to be more than 2 points. Klay Thompson to Spates. How about a three? 2 seconds left. And Beasley misfires, and the Warriors, from down 17, make it a 7-point game. A 12-2 run as they finish the half. And while Houston played their best, the Warriors go to the locker room feeling a lot better about where they stand. So 55-48 at halftime. Spates with 14 in the first half. Greg and Gary in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Right after this.
The Warriors' leading scorer came off the bench. He made 3 threes. Nice drive and kick by Klay in the corner. Mo buckets with 14 points in less than 8 minutes, and that closed a 12-2 run to make it a more palatable halftime score. Warriors were down 17. Now they're down 7. Welcome in studio. Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. A couple of issues here, starting with points off turnovers. In the first game, the Warriors were a plus 19. In the second game, they were a plus 10. In this game, St. Lee, they've been outscored 15-4.
Well, when you're on the road and that happens, that's a recipe for disaster. And to be under 10 at this stage at halftime, I think they're going in the locker room with a good feeling.
The second issue I have is second chance points. The Warriors in the first game also were a big plus, a plus 17. In game 2, they were a plus 19. In this game, it's 12-3. So Andrew Bogut's energy levels a little bit waning tonight. And obviously Mo Buckets was real good. Zealy struggled. How do you rotate your bigs here in the second half?
I think the leash is shorter when you're on the road. You'll go with who's playing really well, and then you brought out the point about the turnovers. We knew Houston was going to give you their best shot tonight. This was the game for them. They came out energized. They made shots with Terry and Beverly and Harden. They played very well.
After losing the first 2 games in Oakland, we knew the Houston Rockets would be the more desperate team tonight, and they played like it. They came with great force in the first quarter, outscored the Warriors 31-18, but the Warriors outscored them in the second quarter 30-24. So we talked about second chance points. Warriors out-rebounded 30-20 in the first half. Welcome in studio. Warriors Halftime Live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. You mentioned Andrew Bogut's in different play in the first half. Draymond Green did not play well in the first half.
No, and the importance of playoff defense is to secure the defensive board, win the hustle game with loose balls and turnovers, and convert from defense to offense. That's going to be the key here. We know that we've got some good play out of Mo Buckets, but we're going to need some more guys on the defensive end getting us going down there.
All right, Warriors were down 17, a 12-2 run to close the first half. They're within 7. If they win this game tonight and go up 3 games tonight, it sounds like Steph will come back and play on Sunday. If you lose, though, it's 2-1, and you got to beat them again on Sunday. Otherwise, the series is tied. So we'll see. Enjoy the second half. We'll see you afterwards on Honda Warriors Postgame Live.
Our Jack in the Box at the half with the Rocket lead at 7, but it was 17. So Houston, they're the desperate team. They were rebounding and running, forcing turnovers, built this big lead. Then the Warriors, gritty, gutty, and a lot of Mo Spates in the second quarter, right back in it.
Yeah, I think Houston came to play the game tonight. They know it's desperation time. And the Warriors were caught unaware. I thought the starters were a little lethargic, and they lost their poise early on. They regained it in the form of one thing and one human being. Mo Spates. He was absolutely tremendous in the second quarter, and he brought him back from the death rate.
So you look at the 12-2 run to close the half, and the Warriors had the momentum. At the beginning of the ball game, James Harden with 14 in the first quarter. And the beard was good. 5 of 6 from the line. He hit a couple threes. He has 17 in the first half. Houston had all the momentum.
And because of the Warriors' turnovers, they got more shots. Neither team shot the ball that well in the first half at all. Houston, only 38% first quarter. They're 40 at halftime. The Warriors are at 39.5.
So the second quarter, Mo Spates matches Harden's first quarter with 14 of his own. Big shot after big shot. Howard didn't want to come out, and the killer three to end the half.
He did this in 8 minutes. He got his 14 points and a perfect 3 of 3. Great timing for Mo Spates, and he's given them new life.
So the shot chart for Mo Spates, the perimeter shots are going to be there because Dwight Howard's not going to come out on him. Mo, incredibly efficient, helping out Klay Thompson as the two Warriors in double-figure scoring. But the rest of the numbers, neither team shooting the ball, as you mentioned. Points off turnovers, second chance points. The reason the Rockets have the lead.
And then you look at bench points, mainly because of Mo Spates. Yeah, they've got to take care of rebounding the ball better. They've got to give it transition defense and correct the turnover problem.
They don't have Curry, but they are back in the ball game with the third quarter on the way. Over Jonathan Quick in a 3-1 series lead. Warriors would like their third win of this series as we get ready to start the second half.
Well, let's hope they have a better start than they did right out of the gate in that first quarter. They should be a little upbeat after the Mo Spates display. Take care of the ball.
Draymond finding an open Harrison Barnes. Barely ticking iron on that three. Bogut couldn't quite save it.
Yeah, I think he was out of bounds when he got control. Now, didn't convert there, but that was great ball movement, and they got an open shot. A shot that you want to take.
Livingston and Clay with Harrison, Draymond, and Andrew Bogut. Beverly Howard and Harden with Motiejunas and Ariza. Motiejunas hitting the three.
28% on the year.
That's the difference right there. Wide open Warriors three. Wide open Rocket three. Which team's going to make those?
It's only the second one he's taken in the series.
Klay Thompson springs free. That's a good sign.
I don't mind them exchanging baskets back and forth for a few minutes. That could be kind of Warriors tempo. As long as you can just keep matching for a bit here, you can change the game.
Also, you can get shots up and not turnover.
Exactly. Now they got to come out on it.
He pushed him up there. He was pushed in the back. Howard's unhappy. He's also behind the play, and Draymond with an offensive foul.
Motiejunas made the right guess here, and Draymond made the wrong guess. And that is clearly a charge.
10th Warrior turnover. Draymond scuffled a little bit tonight in his own right.
He didn't juke him enough there.
Ariza, feet set, missing that three. Foul.
This is a very quick whistle from Scott Foster.
And Bogut has picked up his fourth.
That's a loose ball in there, and a lot of arms are going for it. They're going for the ball. I didn't see much holding on. This is a scramble. Pushing and shoving, both. I see. Dwight Howard raised his arm up.
Beverly another teardrop. Patrick Beverly in double digits.
Beverly still with 0 turnovers in all the minutes he's played in this series. We're talking about maybe 70 minutes so far. It's been good.
At halftime, Draymond leaves Motiejunas standing still.
You can go around him anytime. I love that isolation. Quick hitter. Oh, I love that play right there. Cleared it out so he had no obstruction to the rim.
What What is going on off the ball here? It will be Livingston foul, but you had some pushing and shoving.
Isolation play. Howard not in the picture. He's preoccupied up top with a high post by Bogut. That was an easy one.
Draymond's first field goal. So 2 Warrior team fouls in the first 2 minutes.
Good to get Draymond going.
Ariza with an offensive foul. So Draymond now got the dunk, draws the charge.
Boy, if he got there, it was just in time. There was an opening. I'm not sure. A lot of contact. That could go either way.
And to find Clay. Ariza has done an excellent job. Throw back to Bogut. Howard blocking it. It was not goaltended apparently. Bogut got away with pushing Howard out of bounds.
Well, we talked about that. I mean, we read it in the paper. Jason Terry, Dwight Howard said, you know, this isn't a finesse team. They play with physicality. We've got to meet that physicality. So far tonight they have. And they won't like that. And Howard's smiling about it. Like you said, his patience and demeanor is pretty good.
Put pressure on Houston. Make it a 6-point game. Livingston does. If the Rockets lose the lead, Jim, they're going to lose this game.
I agree with you.
But you just get the sense that the Warriors are building right now.
Big basket by Livingston there. He's 3 of 6 tonight. A couple of free throws.
Ariza, fade away.
Well, that's what the Warriors did in game 2 when there was any kind of threat. They made a basket and kind of quelled it. So let's see if Houston can answer that way. So between Bogut and Green, 1 field goal. Green can take this guy again. Why not? Thought he would.
Klay Thompson missing that 3. And Beverly with a rebound. 2-on-1. Ariza, well defended by Thompson.
I thought he should attack. Harden, he was fine.
And Sean couldn't quite finish, but Bogut does.
So now all the starters have a field goal or more.
More life to the Warriors here to begin this third than we saw to begin the game.
I always like to attack early when it's just 1-on-1, 2-on-2.
Will get the 3. Draymond thinks he was pushed into him, but it'll be an opportunity for a 4-point play.
Well, he jumped in, and he said that Harden just brought his arms down into him. That's a tough call. Ball's already released. He's just too close to him there. And once he has that shot, you just got to get some distance there as you run by. Harden's clever.
He's got 21 to lead all scorers, and he's 6 of 7 from the line. A lot easier to play with a double-digit lead, and that's what Houston's doing, answering everything the Warriors have to offer. That's a big 4-point play.
Sure is.
Klay Thompson. Those are the shots. Without Curry playing, they need Klay to have a better game. That's 5 of 13.
Including 0 of 4 for threes.
Deflected away. Ariza will track it down.
Yeah, they need Klay to find his rhythm. Find the rim.
Clock at 4. Down the lane again, and this time finishing. Steve Kerr's going to use the timeout. Warriors cut it to 6. Rockets push it back to 12. 7:19 remaining in the third. 6 unanswered, and Harden with 23.
Dave Feldman here with this Sportsnet Central update. Talks between Colin Kaepernick and the Denver Broncos have ceased to exist. This according to Broncos GM John Elway, who said today that Cap has an offer on the table and he's had it for a while. Denver offered Kaepernick a deal that included base salaries of $7 million for 2016 and 2017. His contract with the 49ers this season includes an $11.9 million signing bonus. All right, let's go back to Fitz and JB.
All right, Feldy. And the Kaepernick saga continues with the draft upcoming next Thursday. So the timeout ending that Houston 6-0 run after the Warriors had cut it to 6. Iguodala in for Harrison Barnes. Spates in for Bogut.
Let's see the response here.
Livingston off iron.
So Spates in early in this half. Going for offense.
Can't play Harden any better.
I agree.
Ball batted back out. Bogut had hit 1-3. Now without Bogut or Ezeli, Mo is not going to stop many of the Dwight Howard lobs.
They attacked him immediately in his vulnerable area at the rim there defensively.
But Mo can do that. And the open three. And
first one he's missed.
Literally 1,000 miles an hour at Mo Spates. Knocking that away. No buckets. Coming to the rim defensively.
Don't shake your head, Mo. No big deal. You can't make them all. He's 3 of 4 from three-point range. Can't be perfect. But nice defensive play there. Of course, a shooter should feel, he always feels like he can make every shot. Not unusual.
Trying to spring Harden free. Beverly just slipped. Otiunas lost the ball. Ugly Houston sequence. 2-on-1. Executed with the foul. And a 2-on-1, you got to get a foul at a minimum. You'd love the field goal and the foul.
Yeah, and I like to go straight to the backboard and not think about a dunk there, so I get the ball off quickly and you get the basket. Well, he just caught an edge and slipped, and then Montejunas had the ball slip out of his hands. Let's watch. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a pretty quick recovery. He did about as much as he could there, did Livingston. They ran it properly. He made it a 2-on-1 and split the defender.
So that ends the 8-0 Rocket run. Sean now in double digits. So Klay Thompson 13, Livingston 10, Spates 14. Iguodala's denying Harden wonderfully.
Well,
Beverly got to come back to half court to get the ball.
Yeah, Beverly picked up the dribble in a bad spot.
Reeves after 3. The Warriors are not securing rebounds. It's just that simple.
Klay Thompson had the ball, but he saw an open court, so he started going really before he got 100% of it. His eyes lit up here. He's ready to go down the court. And forgot to secure the ball on the initial rebound.
The second chance points are really the margin of the game. Rockets are plus 11. They lead by 12 on the scoreboard. Harden for 3. Mo making sure he got that rebound.
Harden does know how to get contact. He got contact after that shot as well.
Klay cutting. He took contact, made the layup anyway.
Yeah, Ariza hit it before the ball came to him, and it kind of messed up Ariza. Then he could not pursue all the way. Nice strength and reaction from Klay.
He's had to work. 6 of 14.
Ariza is a good defender.
Otiunas for 3. Eventually get back to your percentages.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Warriors will take that. He hit one, but they're not worried.
Otiunas with the foul. Put it this way, I think some of the Warrior defense is anybody but Harden.
I agree. I agree.
Someone else in a Rocket uniform hits a couple shots, that's fine.
Here's Klay. Instead of using that screen there, he's going to go right down the middle. He's not going to drift away and get some space from Ariza. Ariza's 3 of 10, 1 of 6 from 3. Montejunas 2 of 6. Howard, not many touches. He's 5 of 8.
Clay couldn't finish that layup. They left a few wanting. Iguodala deflected. It still got to Howard, and he laid it in. So a near steal becomes a layup.
Well, that was a terrific finish from Dwight Howard. That was impressive.
He's got 13 and 10.
Lowe's open.
Lowe's foul.
If they don't rotate from the weak side, he's got a layup or a dunk. Clay drew that double team, got rid of the ball perfectly.
Lowe dropping in the free throw. All new playoff apparel presented by Adidas and the commemorative apparel celebrating the historic 73-win regular season. It's all at Warriors.com. Get that limited edition playoff apparel and those 73 gear outfits. Lowe Spates with 16 now and back to a 10-point game.
It's not imperative to, in the next 4 minutes here to get it any closer, but they cannot allow Houston to extend the lead. I think they've got to keep it within 10.
Harden with a very clever quick shot. Good screen by Ian Clark. Keep finding Mo Spates.
Well, Iguodala's played 19 minutes. He's got 4 points, a couple of free throws, the 1 field goal. He's capable of attacking the basket.
Harden missing short. Draymond not stopping at all to lay it up and in.
Ooh, smooth.
The Draymond Express. And J.B. Bickerstaff will stop it.
Coast to coast.
So 3:22 remaining in the third. And for the Warriors, just one hot streak. Can they crest the hill and take the lead?
Welcome back to Houston. Warriors trail the Rockets by 8. Klay Thompson had 34 points in Game 2 and stepped up his production with Stephen Curry sitting out. And he told me tonight his focus is on being even more selective with his shots and even more aggressive with his off-ball movement. He also told me he was intentionally attacking the rim more. He wanted to get to the free throw line, and he said it helps open up his outside shot. Without Steph, the spacing changes, and he wants to create some opportunities for himself to make up for it. Guys?
Well, we've seen Klay play much better. He had 34 last game. He had 38 when Steph missed the game here December 31st. So tonight, 6 of 15, but yet to make a 3-point field goal. So they're managing, but he could contribute a lot more, and he knows it.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger point is without Curry, there's not space for everybody else. That's a nice feed from Harden to Beasley.
Yeah, there's a lot of emphasis defensively on Klay Thompson. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to get single coverage and jamming it, and then double coverage. He's the guy they know they need to stop.
Pocket 5. And Clark trying to turn the corner, lost the handle, down to Draymond. He couldn't hit the three. Now, the concept of basketball they call gravity is how much defenders have to hug up to a certain player. No one has more gravity than Steph Curry. So when he's not there, defenders are free to closely cover other Warriors. Jason Terry off the dribble. Wild shot there. Klay, a strong rebound.
Beasley comes in to help out Terry. So no place and no space for Thompson.
Reverse the ball. And Klay, quick 2.
He'll take it.
It was all the ball reversal. And Steve Kerr's in midcourt just saying, move the ball. Keep passing the ball. To Eunice with the Harden delivery.
Yeah,
So James Harden now with 7 assists.
That was pretty slick. Scoop underneath.
Oh, that's the right decision. Klay dropped it beautifully to Mo Spates.
How about Mo? He just keeps pouring in. He's got 20, Bob.
So it's a playoff career high for Mo Spates, and definitely needed. Back to single digits. Easily off iron.
If Beasley scores, he'll stay in. He's not
on
a
the
defender.
kickback. Mo looking for a seam all the way to the rim.
I'll tell you what. He's the X factor. He's the outlier in this game. Houston doesn't have an answer for him.
Are you saying Houston has a problem?
Well, it's not severe yet, but back to 6.
Hit me in the head for that. Should never say that calling a Rocket game. For 3.
Perfect defense. Perfect defense from Iguodala.
Play got caught up in the air.
His intention was to find Mo Spates.
Committed the offensive foul.
Yeah, just never opened up for him to find the space. And he just ran over the defender.
What's interesting is the Warriors have committed fewer turnovers than Houston, 11 to 12. The problem are the points off turnovers,
-9.
17 to 8, where they're -9 there. But after the first quarter, Jim, when the Warriors were down 13, the Warriors have outplayed Houston in the second and third.
They just got behind the 8 ball early. Houston kind of hit them with a blitz, and they haven't fully recovered.
Should get the last possession of the game, or the quarter here. Gary missed right at the rim. Here it is. Shot clock off. And McAdoo's alone. They grabbed him before he could dunk the ball.
Well, Houston had a foul to give, I believe.
This was going to be a dunk. McAdoo's so open. They were able to grab him before he could shoot the ball. So 5 seconds remaining in the third. Play back in. Pretty important sideline out of bounds play. You already have it at 6. You ended the first half with a 3. Oh, tried to lean in and get contact. Didn't get it. Down 13 at the end of 1. Down 7 at halftime. Down 6 right now as we head into the 4th. And the Warriors trying to take a 3-0 lead. Rockets trying to stay alive. Our Toyota game summary through 3 quarters. It was Harden early, 14 first quarter points. He has 25 to lead Houston. Mo Spates had 14 second quarter points. He's got 22 to lead the Warriors. Klay Thompson has been hounded by Ariza, still has 17. But without Mo buckets, the Warriors would not be in the game. And they're right there down 6 after trailing by 17. And they won the second, won the third, and start the 4th down 6. Now, without Steph Curry, it puts so much pressure on Klay and Harrison and Draymond. And through the 3 games, Jim, they have not had really a shooting game yet. And they're combining to shoot 34% as a trio.
Yeah.
The Warriors need more in this 4th quarter if they're going to win this game.
Without question. And it's amazing the Warriors have hung in there. They're only 6 down. But they're going to have, you know, Barnes didn't score at all in the 3rd quarter. Iguodala played 8 minutes, didn't score in the quarter.
You're within 6 on the road, trying to take a 3-0 series lead. Beasley very clever on the block. We check in with Roz.
Into the 4th quarter, Coach Kerr told the team the game is right there for you. We just have to stay smart, make smart plays. And with Stephen Curry not on the bench, it was Sean Livingston and Ian Clark who started to rally the team.
Harrison making sure he got contact. And he will get to the line.
Well, he recognized a mismatch there because he could go around Beasley anytime that he wants. So he was determined he's going to get to the rack.
Harrison hitting the free throw. Our McDonald's true story. The Warriors, not only the best road team in the regular season, but they've been in 7 straight playoff series where they've won at least one road game.
Yep.
And that's a good list to be on. You got to win on the road in the postseason. 7 straight series. They'd like to make it 8 by winning tonight.
Barnes cashes in both free throws. Clay gets a rest.
You're also resting Mo right now. They can't do a heavy-duty extended minutes.
Ooh, that was one for a steal.
McAdoo met Terry at the rim. Capella keeping it alive. Long rebound to McAdoo. All hopping around nicely. Livingston from the baseline.
Got him to his favorite spot.
4-point game.
Yes, it is.
Closest they've been since the first quarter.
Defend without fouling here. Good switch.
Shows.
Good switch.
And Harden is fouled.
I believe they got that one on Barbosa.
When Harden gets the big out on the perimeter, that big is not there at the rim to stop him. And so that's when he's at his best. When the Warriors are able to avoid switching, they make life more difficult for the Beard.
I thought McAdoo did the right thing, though. Can't let him take a 3. If he backs off him, he's going to drain one.
He forced him in there.
Yep, but you're like you say.
But Barbosa's not your rim protector.
No, he's not.
Houston does a good job out top. They want that switch. They're setting screens. They're doing things to test the Warrior defense. Harden finally is firing.
Only gave up 1.
McAdoo and Barnes with Iguodala, Barbosa, and Livingston.
Who's going to step up and score from this group?
They're going to pick on Harden. They clear aside for Harrison. He's going to shoot over him.
That's not a good shot, but he had to take it. The clock was winding down. Not the shot he wanted.
Barbosa's going to need help here. But Iguodala came. Shot clock at 7. Beverly. Barnes, good recovery, forced to travel. So Harrison on offense scuffled, but defensively turned the tables.
And he recovered on a quicker player. Nicely.
5-point game, and as Steve Kerr told Roz and the rest of the Warriors, their game's right there.
They're going to Livingston here, and they're looking at double teaming. They don't get it.
He hangs and finishes.
I thought that Beasley was going to come over. He started to, and he never did, and it cost them.
3-point game. That's an offensive foul.
Oh, that's a quick one, isn't it? On Capella.
Capella was moving, and the Rockets turn it over.
So Bogut back in. Get a rim protector. Howard's back in.
They're trying to buy maximum rest for Mo Spates. They want fresh Mo towards the end, and Bogut is also coming in to match Dwight Howard.
Number 12, Dwight Howard.
It's a different dynamic if Mo comes in against Howard. You don't see your jump shot.
Bosa got caught up in the air. Barnes bailed him out. Shot clock at 10. Livingston's had the hot hand. The mid-range is good.
How about his poise? How about Sean Livingston? He was 3 of 8. Now he's 6 of 11.
He's got 6 of his 16 here in the fourth. From 17 down, the Warriors are a single point away. No Curry, but the depth of the Warriors bringing them back. Well, I've never wanted to not work, but I don't want to call this game. If there is a game 5, We'll have it right here on CSN Bay Area. That'll be Wednesday, if necessary. Matter of fact, we'd have games 5, 6, 7 for you. But for the Warriors, they could take care of business and not have a game on Wednesday. We'd be happy to do it if it's needed. Well, let's see if the Warriors can take the commanding lead tonight and finish it off on Sunday.
Well, the first 3 minutes, 2 seconds, they've outscored Houston 8-3. Houston got a bucket by Beasley and a free throw by Harden. 2 free throws by Barnes and 3 buckets by Livingston.
Post up Motiejunas.
Harrison strong.
Motiejunas with almost a throw there. Harrison played the D.
Yes, he did. Did not let him get into the paint.
We've had one lead change in this game.
Well, I'm interested. If they can't take the lead, how will Houston respond?
Livingston's had the hot hand. He rises and appeared to be hit on the arm.
We got a good look.
Harden creates space, but he misses. Iguodala for the lead, and it's long over everything. Long way to go in this game, but if the Warriors take the lead, it puts Houston on their heels. They've led by 17. Hogan tapped it away. Reason will track it down. Ball kicked.
Both teams with opportunities to score. Not converting.
Clay and Draymond checking in. Also managing Livingston's minutes. Steve Kerr likes him at about 29 or 30. Sean's played 24.
I wouldn't mind seeing him come back in the way he's played.
He will.
Barbosa's challenge, stop Beverly. Singular in purpose.
This has deep position. Draymond tapped it away from Dwight Howard. 4 minutes of great defense. Can you take the lead? Barbosa from deep. They just can't find it. They're limiting Houston to 39% shooting. Harden splits the D.
They're making it tough.
Clock at 3. And Harden hits a 3. 3 chances for the Warriors to take the lead. And instead the Rockets push it to 4.
What can you do? And they defended perfectly. But he made the shot.
Still be Warrior ball. Motiejunas knocking it away.
That's where just, and that last shot by Harden, the offense beat the defense. Let's see the out of bounds play with again.
Klay Thompson just turned and fired.
That was like a slingshot.
That's his game. Draymond will pick up the foul and 2 more free throws.
Yeah, he just squeezed by it, so Draymond went for the ball, reached out. That's what Harden wants. He got him.
So Harden free throws 10 and 11. He's already got 29 points in the game. After the Warriors have cut it to 1, he has answered. And Steve Kerr's going to use the timeout. So 6:35 left. He said the Warriors would need to take the lead at some point to make Houston feel the pressure. But Harden has sent the Warriors away for now. Rocket lead at 5 with 6.5 remaining in the ball game. Our Ram Truck shots of the game. Mo Spates with 22 points in 16 minutes on 7 of 10 shooting, 3 threes are Ram Truck's shots of the game.
Where would the Warriors be without him today?
No, I mean, not even in the game. He's got 22.
Spectacular. And he's back in. When he gets that confidence, Bob, sorry, the rim is like 3 feet wide to him. There's no hesitation.
Draymond and Mo with Ian Clark, Klay Thompson, and Iguodala. Harden's got 31. Warriors headed down to 1. Houston pushes it back to 6. Harden with all 5 of those points. Low for 3. Dwight Howard with the rebound. Again, good box out, Mo Spates.
He's been stuck on 80 for a long time. About 4 or 5 possessions. He thought he got fouled. That's what he was throwing the ball. I have no understanding unless it was that.
Multi-Unis lays it in.
Very strange. From Draymond at the other end.
The Rockets had a 4-minute drought. Warriors on a 3-minute drought. Ian Clark, open 3, and he got it.
He got a couple free throws. Now he gets his first 2, but it's a big one for him. They really needed that.
You only beat the Warriors if you beat them at the 3-point line, and the Rockets have doubled that up. Clock at 5. Beverly at 2, wheels around, another push shot, and Draymond the rebound. All knocked away.
At a critical time.
Got a foul first before Beverly put it up there. Ian Clark will commit the foul. I definitely waited, Jim, because the act of shooting tonight has had a whole different interpretation.
No, but it was clear. That was not.
I've seen people dribble the ball and get fouled and shoot 2 free throws. It hasn't made a lot of sense at times.
So here's the return of Livingston and for Iguodala. We'll keep Clark in to hit that last 3.
Shot clock at 7. Clay knocking it out of bounds.
So you got some scoring threats in there. You got to make the defensive stops initially.
To Eunice for 3. Sometimes in the NBA, it's just about making shots.
He surprised Clay. Clay's not used to defending it. Didn't think he's going to shoot it.
Right to the rim. Long way to go with 4:20 left.
Howard was occupied by Spates, and that allows a rim opening for Draymond.
Harden is trying to take over. He wants it back. Draymond read the passing lane. And Ariza and Clay come together. Ariza with a steal. Big play there.
Huge, huge.
Beverly from deep. Beverly got it back. Multi-Unis kept it alive. Howard, and underneath as Harden misses the 3. Ian Clark right to the rim.
They're back in the game. They are back in the game.
I thought Harden might have passed that to Howard. He had it done.
Well, first of all, they had a new 24, and he opted to take a shot. I'm not sure it was the smartest thing. If it goes in, you say great. But now the Warriors are back in it.
So Ian Clark was 7 off the bench, and the Warriors within 4. Rocket lead at 4, and you hope it's not just one bad quarter that is the Warriors' undoing. They're holding Houston to under 40% shooting. They're finding ways to score now with Mo Spates leading the way and Ian Clark, and they just have enough. Do they have enough to finish it off?
Well, they got it to that 81-80, and they got stuck on 80 for about 4 possessions. They had at least 3 attempts there to get the lead. Shots wouldn't go in. But Ian Clark hit a big 3. He just got an easy 2 to the rim. And how about Livingston? Because Livingston scored 6 of the Warriors' first 8 points of this quarter, and he started bringing them back. He's just been tremendous tonight.
So Sean's got 16, Clay 17, and Mo Spates 22. But Livingston's been highly efficient on the 6 of 12 shooting. And so many of the other Warriors have struggled shooting the ball.
Well, before that last basket by Ian Clark, it looked like that the Rockets had pulled away a little bit. But now, Harden took that shot so early in the shot clock after they got the first rebound, second chance again, and it fueled a fast break for the Warriors and an easy 2 as he missed.
Warriors have had the advantage shooting in the second half, but they dug that 17-point deficit. Harden down the line.
Well, he did a number there on a backdoor play. Got to the hoop and can't finish any better than that. It's workable. 3 minutes, 6 points.
Draymond inside, and he'll get to the line. Dwight Howard committing the foul.
Clay overplayed him. Lost sight of the ball. And that's a good cut by Harden. One of the few times he scored without the ball in his hands initially.
And Draymond dropping the free throw in.
He knows how big these are.
Win or lose, the nice sign is that the Warriors are getting to the line. They have more free throws than the Rockets tonight and throughout the series.
Draymond, 3 of 9, 3 of 6 on threes.
Well, they're going to foul Dwight Howard here. But the Warriors are nowhere near the limit. They're going to have to do it again. That's the 4th team foul.
And that's exactly what Ian Clark is asking of the coaching staff. They leave Howard in. And he fouls him again.
So the hack of Howard here with Houston up 4 with 3:07 left. He's 1 of 4 free throwing.
Well, any way you can win a game.
Misfiring there.
So they bring Spates out, Iguodala in.
This is a very small unit, and it's in for offense. But it's also to give Mo a rest. They're kind of...
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out because they do need to score. And
Iguodala's got the rebound. So the hack of Howard works. That's a turnover, essentially. Iguodala, open look. His 3 is good. Monster shot at a big time.
Yes, it is. And a 1-point game again. They're going to foul Howard. They call timeout first.
Got the timeout before the foul.
Smart. 20 seconds.
Before Iguodala could get to Howard, J.B. Bickerstaff got to Scott Foster.
Well, now the games begin. The mind games. Are you going to take Howard out of the game? If I'm Bickerstaff, I would.
I think you have to.
Yep. So Andre gives the ball up, just goes to the corner, and Dwight Howard's intent on protecting the basket. Shot an air ball from there a little bit ago. This time finds the bottom of the net.
This is a remarkable game, though, in that the Rockets are +8 in points off turnovers. They're +15 from the three-point line, and they're +11 on second chance points.
I know.
And the Warriors are within 1.
Yeah,
How is that even possible?
I was showing you all those stats at halftime, and I asked you the same question.
I mean, the Warriors are +10 in made free throws. That's the equalizer. But
Here's
it
the
is
difference.
crazy.
Here's why. The Rockets have 16 more field goal attempts.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's giving them more opportunities to score.
For the Warriors, you would love to win a game.
Oh, yes.
Where you only made 6 threes, where you had a terrible first quarter, where you came from 17 down.
Not as many turnovers in the second half for either team. Warriors only turned it over 4 times to this juncture. We'll see how they handle it here.
Your answer is that Howard is out.
Yeah, they had to take him out.
Beasley, Ariza, Motiejunas, Harden, and Beverly. And you got to think it's Harden time. Total ISO in the 1-4 set on Iguodala.
Got to watch him not reach.
He's giving up. Shot clock at 1. Ariza misfiring. Long rebound in the corner. And he couldn't save it. The Warriors had 3 chances to take the lead previous. Here is the 4th.
They capitalized.
1 lead change and 1 tie in the game. It's the small unit with Draymond at the center.
They're trying to free up Clay, and that is a foul on Ariza fighting through a screen.
And the Rockets had 1 to give. And that'll be sideline out of bounds with 14 to shoot.
I still don't mind the matchup with Livingston on whomever is guarding him.
Well, in this case, it's James Harden. I would think you'd like that matchup even more.
But they went to Clay on that play.
Draymond on Motiejunas.
Oh, goodness.
Nearly threw it away. Saved the turnover somehow. Shot clock at 5. Ian Clark, biggest shot of the game, is off iron. Draymond batted it back out. Clay misses a 3. 5 chances to take the lead in the 4th, and the Warriors have been unable to do it. Harden down the lane, rebound loose. How about a 6th opportunity? Iguodala, it was going to find Ian Clark, but it was kicked out of bounds.
Sooner or later, he's got to take that ball to the rim on that play, rather than trying to look for someone. He had the momentum and a smaller player in front of him.
They're all standing here in Houston. 6th opportunity to take the lead down 1. Draymond back to Ian Clark. Clark with a little push shot. He got it!
How about Ian Clark? The biggest game he has played in a Warriors uniform.
The last lead was 2-0. Harden attacking, runs into traffic. Clock down to 5. Ariza to the rim. Rebound. Klay Thompson. A minute left.
Well, they control their own destiny here.
1-point lead in the ball, and Steve Kerr's going to use a timeout.
A 3-pointer would put them up in a 2-possession game situation.
6 opportunities it took until Ian Clark, one of the Warriors who does not have a ring, but he'd love to be part of the title defense. His 9, biggest shot of the game, and a timeout on the floor. First quarter, all Houston. At one point, they built a 17-point lead. From the second on, all Warriors. And Mo Spates and Ian Clark with 31 off the bench. And they come from 17 down to take the lead. Now, Jim, talk to me about how you play the clock here with 53 seconds left and 13 to shoot. What are you thinking?
Well, number one, you've only got 13 on your shot clock. So you want to get a good shot. And you want to score if you do that. And then the clock is in the favor of Houston. They can trade a 2-for-1 very easily after this situation.
So
that's why it's important to score.
Clay, Draymond, and Livingston. Iguodala on the pump fake. Livingston teardrop, rimmed out.
Ooh.
And you got a foul on Draymond, and that'll be free throws.
This is critical, although it will give the Warriors the favor in the clock. And they could trade a 2 for 1.
Draymond's 5th foul. So Michael Beasley will shoot a couple free throws here. Beasley's been good off the bench with 10 points. Only Rocket reserve in double digits. Dropping that one in, and we're tied.
He's been a decent free throw shooter his entire career. Mid to high 60s, 70s, excuse me.
So now Houston up 1. And Steve Kerr will use a 20-second timeout to talk about what you just said, Jim.
Yep.
It's a 2 for 1.
Yes, it is. Plenty of time to get a good shot in the first possession, without question. You've got about 11 seconds to get a good shot. We'll take the ball at half court.
Warriors have been good defensively, limiting the Rockets to 5 of 18 here in the 4th. They've held Houston to 39% shooting. The Warriors have shot it at 43%.
It was unfortunate they put them on the line for 2 free throws there. You never want to give up that lead. You want to make the other team earn it if they do get it.
Oklahoma City beat up on Dallas. The Clippers have done their job, and San Antonio is just better than a beat-up Memphis right now. For the Warriors, 3-0, Cap City. 2-1, Houston's going to feel like they have an opportunity.
Changes everything.
Warriors only have the 1 timeout left. Houston has a foul to give here.
I was going to say, they have a foul to give, and they should save that for about 5 or 6 seconds. The Warriors try to get a shot early.
Play having a block by Montejunas. Iguodala saves it. The clock is...
Well, now you're going to squander your 2 for 1 here. You could have done it another one. He got a deep one.
And Clay rattles out the 3.
Don't need the foul.
There's about just over a 2-second difference. You're the Rockets. You don't want to shoot. They're asking, would you look at the replay as the ball went out of bounds? And Scott Foster is going to oblige.
Well, Clay got that first shot blocked. And it changed everything. Here's the ball. And the controversy they're talking about is Beasley goes to get it. And they're going to give that back to Houston.
Call and review brought to you by Ring Central. Business communication made simple. There's not enough to overturn that call, I would not think. So the issue here, with only 2.1 difference, Jim.
You think about a foul?
Well, otherwise, Houston could just stay at the three-point line and with a second left, just launch a 3 and the game might expire.
I thought Clay got that off a little sooner than when I looked at the difference in the shot clock, game clock. I think he might take a chance on fouling here very quickly so that you get down by 3, at least you can tie it.
That's my point.
Yep.
Is that they take a long shot and the game expires with that ball in the air versus if you foul now.
I agree.
And they make both free throws, you still could tie it with a 3.
Absolutely.
So.
I think that's the only way to go. And I'm sure Steve Kerr is going to work on that. I can't believe they're taking this long.
Well, that angle there, I assume you could make an argument that after Draymond hit it, he hit it into Beasley's hand and he took it out of bounds.
That is generally an automatic call.
I'm with you.
Automatic that's going to go back to the team in possession when someone reaches in. It's not like he deflected it and the guy tried to go recover and went off his fingertips.
And that was Ian. It was actually over there, but
yes. So I'm with you on that. I would foul. At first I said no, and then as it came down, I agree. You've got to foul and foul quickly.
They're also checking the clock here. It does remain Houston's ball. They make it 14.4. So Steve Kerr got a free timeout. Now he can talk about how they handle this.
Let's see if they foul on the inbound pass. First, try to get a steal.
Right.
First, try to get a steal, but then I think you have to foul.
And in terms of free throwers, you're going to foul Beasley.
You're going to foul anybody who tries to catch that ball.
Right.
You don't want to do it off the ball on purpose.
You wouldn't want to foul Harden if you can avoid it. And unable to get it in, he's got to use the timeout. So that'll be a full timeout with 14.4. The Warriors steal one in Houston. We'll find out. One-point game in Houston. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Rouse Gold on Woodhay with you. 2.4-second game shot clock difference. But as Jim mentioned previous, go for the steal on the inbounds, commit a foul after. And even if Houston were to make 2 free throws, the Warriors should have a chance to tie with a 3.
It gives you a chance. You let them run it all the way down. Like you say, take a long shot. By the time you get the rebound, the game's over.
And so Ariza to inbound. Still looking. And he throws it away. Livingston's got a steal. Livingston had knocked away. Ian Clark goes in.
How about that? Oh, now the pressure.
7 seconds left. Down to 5. Harden for the lead. He got it.
Warriors have a timeout. It's the last one.
So the Warriors will take their final timeout. They'll move it into the front court and have 2.7 to win it. What a crazy inbound play.
Well, we finally got some drama here. Ariza throws the ball. It's up for grabs. Livingston gets it, and it's knocked away, but it goes and caroms right to Ian Clark. And Harden, Iguodala, retreating, could not recover. And that was easy for James Harden.
Harden's got 35. On that knockaway to Ian Clark, what's even more ridiculous, Houston had a foul to give. Could have just fouled Livingston. I mean, just lack of awareness sometimes in a game. But now 2.7, Jim. Who do you design a play for? Do you have Clay try to win it?
Ariza's been smothering him all day long. Klay Thompson 0 of 7 from three-point range. Is he going to get a good look? It might be Mo Spates.
Spates is back in.
And Ian Clark is out. And by the way, Ian Clark, he had 9 fourth-quarter points.
Warriors have a lot of game-winning experience since 2013 in the postseason.
Usually it's the inbounder who's most dangerous, but Ariza is going to cover Klay Thompson. But we've seen Iguodala hit over Atlanta and Oklahoma City.
So 2.7 left. Klay to inbound.
They should foul him.
Draymond just crossed the ball. Wow.
The unexpected.
So 1 second left. Warriors are out of timeouts. They have to foul immediately.
Yep.
It's nearly stolen. Livingston nearly stole the ball. And Houston holds on. What a crazy final minute. So the Warriors did everything in coming from 17 down, but the deficit too large. And just the ball not caught. Took away any opportunity for a game-winning shot.
And Spates was going to that three-point line, singularly covered by Howard.
So the series goes to 2-1. And a couple days more, and you may have the MVP back in the building. So the Rockets win it 97-96. Harden with 35. Spates and Ian Clark, a valiant comeback effort. Warrior Post-Game Live, presented by Honda, is on the way. Houston wins it despite shooting 39%. And do we have a series? It's 2-1 Warriors, but the Beard won it tonight. Greg and the guys coming up right now.
Minus Steph, there will be no sweep, but hopefully he'll be back on Sunday. You know, the one thing we've said about this team during their historic 73-9 regular season, late game execution was superb. Tonight, of course, you're minus your leader, your quarterback, your best shot maker, but the late game execution did fail. I don't know what they were doing on that last inbounds. We'll break it down. Welcome to Honda Warriors Post Game Live. Greg Papa alongside Gary St. Jean. You lost James Harden in transition after the layup by Clark to give you the lead. Remember in Game 2 last year, they went at him. They didn't. Iguodala one-on-one. But what was the thought process on that last inbounds? Klay Thompson, your best shooter, inbounds, and he goes away. Draymond's kind of by himself up there and lost the ball off his foot. But where was Draymond going to go with that ball?
I think what they were looking to do was Draymond was coming from weak side up to the top of the key, the three-point line, to get the entry pass. It looked like Klay was going to screen down on Mo Buckets and then slip the screen, look for him as well as Mo Buckets on the pop-out with Howard. And it may have been there, but at the end of the day, they fumbled the ball up on the top. And the offensive execution wasn't terrific at the end of the game, but they did come up with a couple of big defensive plays on the end. Yeah,
on Houston throwaways on inbounds, which was curious, but they get the victory. Let's go to crunch time. It was 93-89. They do the hack of Howard. He misses both free throws, and they find Andre Iguodala in the corner. Shane, and you're thinking, are they going to pull this one out again? Now it's 93-92.
And a gorgeous pass by Clark. And then that one there, you never throw the ball back over the top. And they were very fortunate that wasn't a turnover, but a big make.
And then Trevor Ariza will miss a shot. Here's Harden. They'll kick it back to him in the corner, St. Lee.
Yeah, and you know what? The hands were up. Good D. And watch this. They're looking to go. Now, this one, this was a great look. I thought that was a great look. He had been making those all game long, and I think he was disappointed that didn't go down.
A foul, Draymond does. Beasley makes both. You come back at the other end. A lot of quick shots here. I'm not sure. They were trying to go for a 2-for-1. The earlier shot was Klay getting a shot blocked by Motiejunas, and then the ball was tipped out of bounds there by Ian Clark. They called it correctly. And then the inbounds play here is just terrible. Houston late game execution. The Warriors come up with a steal and a layup. But where were they going with this ball here, Trevor Ariza?
Yeah, that was amazing. And this is a really nice finish. Boy, Clark, 9 points in the fourth quarter.
Now, here's your play.
Now, watch this. If we would stop that, the play would have been you leave the corner shooter, which looks like Ariza, Klay on him, and it would have been similar to last year's situation with Steph.
Now, where are they going here, St. Lee?
Well, I thought, see that action on the top of the screen? It looked like that Klay was screening down there for Mo Buckets. But again, Draymond couldn't get the handle on the entry.
All right, we'll break it down more. You lost Harden there in transition after the Clark free throw, and Iguodala was by himself, and he took the step back daddy, and then the inbounds play off of Draymond's sneaker. Let's go back to the Toyota Center, go courtside. I guess the good news is, Bob, this is not your last broadcast of the year. The bad news is it's not a sweep, and now it's a 2-1 game. And we knew the Rockets would come hard. They did not play a perfect basketball game. They were kind of fortunate to get the win, but this series is now alive, and it sounds like stuff will come back on Sunday, but Sunday's a huge game now.
Yeah, and the thing is, Greg, they've played essentially now 10 quarters without Steph Curry. Well, the Warriors have won 7 of those 10 quarters. But the difference tonight was that first quarter was such a big lead and gets to 17, and then you're digging uphill the whole rest of the game.
Yeah, and it wasn't your usual guys. Klay Thompson did not score in the fourth quarter. Ian Clark had 9 points. Iguodala hit the big three. Maurice Spates brought it back in the game. We know that with a tremendous effort. And it went nearly 48 minutes with only one lead change. But there were 3 lead changes in the last 50 seconds of this game. All that drama came into play. And, of course, the big clutch shot hit by James Harden, who had a tremendous game tonight. He got back to his normal thing there, got to the line, hit clutch shots for him. But the Warriors did. They did have a chance. They came back, and they made some great plays. It just wasn't enough at the end.
Yeah, I think the thing, Pop, that you look at that's a bit of a concern right now is that between Draymond and Clay and Harrison, they're shooting 33% in 3 games. Now, you don't have Curry for a lot of it, 10 quarters, as we mentioned, but these are big guns for you. You're getting everything you want out of Spates and Livingston and Iguodala and Ian Clark, but Harrison, Draymond, and Clay have to shoot better.
And that's the impact of Stephen Curry, the absence of Stephen Curry. Not just his scoring, because he can do that, but getting people open and giving them more opportunity to get open looks, because that's what Steph does. He draws so much attention. And no one singular player really more in the spotlight for that, Klay Thompson. It makes it very, very tough on Clay without having his partner there.
Yeah, the 3 of them are 38 for 116 in 3 games. But the good news is that the Rockets are shooting 39% for the series. They won a game shooting sub 40%. If the Warriors keep playing defense, get Curry back, a little bit better offense from some of their main guys, they're going to be fine in this series and certainly fine on Sunday.
All right, guys, ABC will have the broadcast on Sunday. We're back at Oracle for a Game 5. We did not want to play, but unfortunately they will play. Hopefully they'll be able to win this series in 5. Our BMW turning point saying, again, that inbounds point, they didn't know what quite to do here. 14.4 to go, 12 on the shot clock. Don't do that, though, Houston. They throw it away, Livingston to Ian Clark. But here's the play. It goes right back on the inbounds, and you got a chance to go get, as you see the inbounds here, is just a very poor play. And they get up the floor. But after Clark makes the basket, Saint, you have a chance to go get Harden right here, and they don't get him.
Yeah, you know what? And easily could have left the corner and make somebody else beat you. But in the NBA, you're kind of taught on the strong side to stay home on corner 3 shooters. But in this case, that's one of the best one-on-one players in the NBA, and certainly merited some help. Now watch Clay right there. See, he was going to screen down on buckets, and if he caught the ball up top here, he could have slipped that screen, and Howard was no way going to get out on buckets, and he might have had an open look right there.
So what was the action for Spades to pop out for the shot?
The screen was going to come from the inbounder, Clay, screening down on buckets. Out comes buckets. You're looking for him for jump shot, or Clay after setting the screen going right to the rim.
You hardly ever see Clay inbounds the ball.
Well, I knew something was up as soon as I saw him entering the ball.
We both thought Clay's going to inbound to come back and take a dribble handoff from Draymond, but he went away, so the action was to pop Mo Spates there.
Yeah, and you know what? The way Buckets has been playing, he earned a shot at making that play.
Without question. And Draymond just dribbled it right off his foot. And again, the late-game execution was waning tonight on defense and offense, and you wind up losing a game. But Mo Buckets was just superb tonight. He's going to be our Wendy's player of the game, Saint. He scored 22 points, a career high in a postseason game, in 18 minutes and 19 seconds. His play in the second quarter got you back into the game after you were down 31-18. He had a magnificent second quarter, 14 points, Saint. You were down 17 points at one point. He fuels the 12-2 run to make it a halftime deficit of only 7, and he's making threes and a corner 3 right there on the kick out by Clay. Mo Buckets is making buckets from every angle and every spot on the floor, even a baseline 3.
You gotta love him. Pick and pop action. He slips the screen here and just powerhouses a dunk in there. I love it. There he is, another pump fake because he had made the 3. Montejunas comes running out at him. He had the wherewithal to give him the up fake, drive left and finish. He had a terrific game tonight.
He did, and they needed him.
Yes.
Andrew Bogut just was not lively. He played harder in the third quarter, but some nights you see Bogut in the first half, his body was just not lively, and for the first time, Dwight Howard outplayed him.
Well, and another thing, a reason you bring Buckets in for offense was the struggle of your key guys, and we're talking about our main guys in Thompson and Green and Barnes.
All right, Bogut was so strong in Game 2. Draymond, this may have been the worst game, certainly postseason game I've seen him play. He wound up with 7 turnovers in the game, saying he just could not get it going. Harrison, he had a good first half, and they wound up not playing him. At crunch time, your finishing lineup there was Clay, Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, and Ian Clark. They did not play Harrison Barnes at the end of the game.
Well, that was the first time we've ever seen that small lineup on the floor, and they almost stole the game. To give yourself a chance to win after being way down, 17 in the first quarter, gutty performance to get back in it. But I'm feeling good about Sunday with the fact that Steph will come back.
Well, we are going to hear from head coach Steve Kerr. He said before the game that Steph could have played tonight, but they just held him out because he hasn't done anything in 4 days. But if he performs well in a 3-on-3 tomorrow and a 5-on-5 full-court scrimmage on Saturday, he should play on Sunday. We'll hear from the head coach after the game, and we'll also check in with Kalena to get Buki's big-time bifocals on Honda Warriors post-game live.
Dave Feldman, Ahmed Fareed, Sportsnet Central coming up after Warriors postgame live.
We'll have the latest on Colin Kaepernick. John Elway, the GM at Denver, speaks out about where the talks stand with the 49ers quarterback.
Got Giants highlights, Johnny Cueto on the mound, got A's highlights. They're undefeated on the road. Plus, we're in Houston. Not us, but Kalena, Roz, Monty. We'll go out to Houston.
A cast of thousands. But for now, back to the Papa Bear and the Saint.
All right, we'll see you guys at 10:22. We got a nice long Honda Warriors postgame live coming away, so settle in. Warriors scored just 96 points, shoot 43% floor. They were just 6 of 25 on threes. They were out-rebounded decidedly, 52-43. Houston had 16 offensive rebounds to the Warriors' 8. Despite all that, he almost won the game. He had a chance. Harden made a step-back daddy with 2.7 to go to put him up 97-96. You're inbounding the ball at midcourt with 2.7 seconds to go. Klay Thompson, interestingly, is your inbounder. He throws the ball to Draymond Green, and Draymond dribbles it right off his right sneaker out of bounds. So let's get the reaction right now from the head coach, Steve Kerr, and they asked him very simply what happened on that last play on the inbounds from Klay to Dre.
He just dropped it. I mean, same thing you saw. You know, Draymond's made so many huge plays for us all year, and it's one of those things. It happens.
Steve, how much positive do you take from this, seeing what Sean and Ian did kind of in crunch time?
Yeah, Ian was tremendous. You know, I thought he changed the game in the second quarter when he came in, and we were having a hard time moving the ball. And he just was cutting and screening, and even though he didn't make a shot in the first half, he was instrumental in getting us back into the game. And then, of course, he hit some big ones in the fourth quarter. Mo was great. We had a lot of tremendous individual performances. Sean, and I thought Andre did a hell of a job on Harden, too. Just wasn't enough. We had too many mistakes throughout the course of the game at both ends, really. Some silly turnovers. And then, early, I think we had like 6 turnovers in the first quarter, and they scored on every one of them. So that got us off to a bad start. And then I thought defensively we made some mistakes. Monty Eunice hit a big 3 at the end of a shot clock. It was an easy switch. We didn't make the switch. So little things like that cost us in the end. It's never one play. It's always an accumulation. But overall, a great effort by our guys to get back into the game and give us a chance to win.
Steve over here. I think the outsider watches it and just figures the Warriors are going to find a way to pull this out. What was it like for you guys on the bench? What was the feeling there? Were you having the same feeling that you guys would find a way?
No, we thought we would find a way, and we almost did. Just couldn't quite pull it off.
Steve, obviously, I know you're looking forward to possibly having Steph back. I mean, but just if you aren't able to have him, how encouraged are you by this performance that you can leave here and go back home?
Well, I'm not really encouraged. This is how we're supposed to play. We should actually play better. We made too many mistakes. As I said, we had a lot of good individual performances, but we got to play better as a team. So whether Steph's here or not, we should perform at a high level, which we did for much of the game, but we've got to eliminate some of the mistakes that we made.
Steve, you don't want to lose in any playoff game, obviously, but to split the games with Steph being out, is the expectation still to obviously be able to take every game, or do you find anything just
that's for you guys to write about? I don't think of it that way. I don't think about, let's get, this one or that one, or we're just trying to win every game. And, we've got a lot of depth on this team. We should be able to win games when key guys are out, even if it's the MVP. And we had our chance. We had the lead late, just couldn't get it done.
Steve, is this result kind of affected the consideration over the Steph for the next game?
Say that again?
Is this result of this game kind of affected the consideration over Steph?
No. If Steph's hurt, he's not going to play. If he's okay, he's going to play.
Let's go courtside. Toyota Center, downtown Houston. Kalena Zabuki joins us on Honda Warriors postgame live. They had a shot, Kalena, to win the game, and their late-game execution, which was so superb on both ends of the floor throughout the year to go 73-9. They had a breakdown defensively, lost James Harden for the step back, and the last inbounds play of the game went off of Draymond's foot, and just the late-game execution tonight was not winning caliber.
Right, tough loss that they battled, and the fact that they were even in this game and had a chance to win at the end is really remarkable. From the first half, things just weren't going their way. The Rockets were actually playing defense. They were moving their feet. They had active hands. They were contesting shots. James Harden pretty much controlled the first half, and I really thought there was a key momentum shift there at the end of the first half when they went to the hack of Howard. Howard got the tech first, and they went to hack of Howard, hack of Josh Smith. And Spates hit the three to end it. They were within 7 at the half, and then they battled throughout the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Spates had himself a game. Livingston had a huge fourth quarter, 6 in a row. He started exposing people. And like you said at the end, there was a few breakdowns there. Just a crazy sequence. They get the turnover, and then they get the layup somehow on the other end, and then they come back, and Iguodala's on James Harden. He's a great scorer, beautiful step back, beautiful move. They take the lead, and that's all she wrote. Draymond Green, little mistake there, but like Coach Kerr said, he's had some huge plays for the Warriors all season, and it happens. Sometimes it happens like that, but they battled, and they tried to win this one. That close game swag, just couldn't pull it out, and tough loss, but they'll be ready to play next game.
Yeah, the Rockets, Colette, as you say, they came out as the desperate team. They played with force early in the game. They were moving and cutting and really energized. They got out to a 31-18 lead after one quarter. They built the lead to 17 in the second quarter, and then Mo Buckets comes in and turns the whole game around. He fuels that 12-2 run at the end of the half. And I know the subject of tonight's Buki's big-time bifocals is that corner three he made at the end of the half on the kick-out by Klay Thompson.
Huge play for them to only be down 7 at the half after having a not so great half. Basically what happened was Klay Thompson came off a wide pin down and just kept going, and he drew space defender, which was Beasley, and Jason Terry ended up having to go and contest, and he got there too late. Spates knocks it down. You get a couple looks at it. But whenever they get into the paint for the Warriors, great things happen. The defense gets sucked in. They're able to kick it out to open shooters. They're all great passers. Great find by Klay Thompson. And just a huge half from Spates. He was the guy that was really keeping him in. 14 points in the first half, 3 for 3 from threes in the first half. And that was a really key moment because that momentum shift there, for them to be within 7 points after that half they played was really remarkable, and they battled throughout the rest of the game, but they just couldn't pull it out again.
Yeah, Steph Curry was not on the bench throughout the game. I guess the bench area there is limited at the Toyota Center. There's no room behind the bench, so he watched the game back in the locker room. But I want to get your thoughts on the probability, possibility, whatever word you want to use, that he will play on Sunday. Steve Kerr said we're not going to play him before the game. He's done nothing since the injury on Saturday. You know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday inactive, so they weren't going to throw him back out there. But Steve said as long as he does well in a 3-on-3 tomorrow and a full 5-on-5 full court scrimmage, he will play on Sunday. So what word would you use? Probability, possibility? What's the likelihood that Steph comes back for game 4, Kalena?
I'll go with probable. He did look good yesterday at practice. At the end of practice, he was moving around pretty good. He did say if it were today and he was feeling the way he feels right now, he wouldn't play. He said that at the end of practice, but he's actually moving good. I was actually surprised to hear him say that because he was moving so good. He wasn't going full speed, but he was moving good, getting his shots up. He didn't look like he was in pain, really. So, again, after this game, they got 2 days. Like you said, they'll get a practice in, see how he looks. And it's just about him getting the treatment and just listening to his body, listening to that ankle. Again, they didn't want to take chances with this ankle. It's that same ankle that he's had issues with in the past. So, come Sunday, they'll see how he feels. He'll listen to his body and just go through the protocol, go through the treatment, do everything he needs to do, and hopefully for the Warriors, he's able to play.
All right, Coletta, we will talk to you on the pregame on Sundays. Wearing his purple in honor of the great loss today, a profound loss in the music world. The great Prince passed away at age 57. We come back on the Honda Warriors postgame live. We're going to break down. Steph Curry would have helped, obviously, on the last play of the game. He would have helped on many plays. On the play that went out of bounds off of Draymond's foot. But he also would have helped defending James Harden like he did last year. We'll show it all to you as we continue on Honda Warriors postgame live. All right, welcome back to Honda Warriors postgame live. Series is now 2-1, the best of 7. Warriors won game 1, 104-78. Game 2, 115-106. Minus Steph of the night. They lose 97-96. We'll be on the air with our Sportsnet Central Warriors Playoff Central presented by Metro PCS before the game on Sunday at 11:30 ABC. Will have the game, and definitively now there will be a Game 5 coming up this Wednesday. Don't know the time it'll tip, but we'll have the game for you on CSN Bay Area. So the final tonight was 97-96. I want to go back to Game 2 last year. Western Conference Finals. Warriors won the first game, 99-98 final. Look at how they doubled Harden there. Both Splash Brothers came and clamped on him and did not allow him after he got the return pass from Dwight Howard, Saint, and they wound up turning the ball over, and it turned the whole series around. The way the Warriors played it tonight was different. We'll pick it up from the inbounds, the steal. And there's Clark on the finish by Livingston. Now let's pick it up here. Do the Warriors have a chance to go get him in this play the way they did last year, Saint?
Well, you can if you wanted to right there have Clay come in off that strong side corner three-point look right there. See where he's stunted with his left foot? Yep. He could have just continued to come. Idealistically, you would probably like to pick him up right at half court versus so close to the three-point line, but that is why Bickerstaff did not call a timeout, and that made it a quick hitting play versus Steve Kerr having time to prepare his defense when the entry pass goes to Harden. So good move by Bickerstaff and a great shot by Harden.
Now, it's interesting because when I go back to last year's Game 2, there was a missed shot by Harrison Barnes. A couple of Warriors fell out of bounds. There was bodies all over the court. Harden came front court, but I think the Warriors had their defense set. If you go back to this situation, they're on defense. There's 14.4 to go in the game, 12 on the shot clock. We're wondering, do you foul? What do you do here? And Houston just inexplicably throws the ball away on the inbound. So I don't know if the Warriors in the huddle went over the defensive situation coming on the other end.
No, probably not. But a good job on that baseline out of bounds. They were switching everything east-west and north-south. Good contestment on the ball. Livingston jumped into the passing lane and made the pass ahead to Clark. But the key that you're thinking about in a late-game situation is time and score. Time and score. You got to know the situation, how many passes can be made. You need to know if you're up, down, what are you going to go to. And it was just a situation where you sure would have liked to have had a little bit tighter defense on him. But, you know, he's a heck of a player.
Well, and the Warriors throughout this series have always pushed him one way, usually to his right, a second defender waiting behind him. In this situation, Andre had him alone, and it was the step back. So in looking at it, Clay should have left Trevor Reeves in the short corner and come over and doubled him.
Well, that's your debate. You know, you're going to say, hey, you know, I've got a great defender, one of the best in the business in Iguodala on the ball. The fact that he got him to the free throw line and then he created space with the step back. But if you were super aggressive and you said, hey, I'm going to make somebody else beat me. I'm taking the star out of the game. And I'm Clay. I'm going to leave and go and put a hit on him a little bit earlier. So that's what you debate right there. But, again, it was a heck of a play. And then the concept of the last play for the Warriors was solid. It's just that the catch by Draymond wasn't made. But the interaction that was going to take place by Klay Thompson and Mo Buckets made a lot of sense, and probably they were the two best scorers that you had on the floor right then.
When you look at it, the Warriors were down 88-80 to even get in the position there late in the game, and it was Ian Clark. I mean, we were saying, why is Ian Clark playing so many crunch time minutes? He makes a huge three, a couple of driving layups. He scores the layup on the inbounds that they steal to Livingston. He just played really well. 21 minutes off the bench. He scored 11 points. He was 4 of 7 floor. The big three to cut it from 88-80 down to 88-83. So even though the Warriors lost, the young man from Belmont had a big night tonight, his best night in the playoffs. Let's go head back to the Toyota Center. Ian Clark at a visit with Roz.
Ian, it was a great effort by the team, not for lack of effort, not for lack of heart. Are there any moral victories in this, or is it just disappointment right now in the locker room?
I wouldn't say disappointment, but at the same time, we don't want any more victories. You want to win. We got all competitors in that locker room, and you know, guys want to make plays and we want to win games. You know, they made the plays at the end to win the game, but for us, I think there are building blocks that we have to get better at. We know certain plays in the game that we had today that we can clean up for Game 4.
So where do you think some opportunities were missed tonight?
Rebounding. Big. They had a lot of offensive rebounds and silly turnovers. We got kind of stagnant. You know, Coach talked about it, being able to make the simple plays instead of trying to make the home run plays. So that's something we'll definitely work on. It's
now 2 games in a row without Stephen Curry. Did you really start to feel his absence tonight?
I mean, you feel it every night. He's the MVP. Like I said earlier, he gives us easy baskets, easy offense, especially around the three-point line, of course. And he makes plays. So, you know, for us, I think we have to make up for that. One person can't do it. We have to do it collectively, and it's about moving the ball and making those simple plays.
And despite the loss, you had one of the biggest games of your career, really stepping up. How comfortable did you feel in this situation tonight? Very comfortable. You know, that's something that you work all season for. And, you know, the guys and coaching staff just put me in great positions, and I just want to make plays and help to do everything I can to, you know, help the team win. All right. Thanks, Ian. Thank you.
All right, Ian Clark with a huge night tonight. He was the last player the Warriors subbed it off the bench. Mo was the second to last. They wind up combining to score 33 points off the bench. But the ultimate hero tonight is James Harden with the step back over Andre Iguodala. St. Louis. He winds up with 35 points tonight. He was more of a volume scorer. Yeah. 11 of 26 floor, 4 of 14 beyond the line. He shot 11 free throws, made 9 of them. He filled in every category. The box score, he had 9 assists. He had 8 rebounds. The ball's just constantly in this guy's hands.
Yeah, nobody in the league has the ball in their hands more than him. And as you noted, that's a key thing to underline. Volume shooter. He hasn't been really terrific from the three-point line, and nor has he been great shooting the 2. But tonight there was rhythm, and I thought his game made a lot of sense tonight. He really got some space to operate, and I thought one of the best plays he had all night, we're looking at some of his 3 balls, was a backdoor cut that he made on Clay and had a hammer dunk with the left hand. Listen, this guy's really talented, and you really have to have a collective team effort to guard him. He's a special offensive player. That's the play I was talking about right there. And that came out of a timeout. That was a great play.
He winds up missing 15 shots tonight. He misses 10 threes, but he does make the big one again. Here's the steal. Livingston to Clark, and right away, Patrick Beverley's giving it to the Beard, and he ain't giving it up. And do the Warriors